guys out. Decoy.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the Open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the land finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on, so make sure you sign up now.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
ever Omen X laptop for gamers that go to extremes. Gear up with a machine designed for total domination and engineered for gaming in stunning 4K. Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to be relentless. With a 17.3-inch diagonal screen and desktop-class graphics, you get maximum performance to be victorious anywhere. With multiple fans and large exhaust vents, heat is transferred away from critical components for dynamic overclocking. Ramp up boot times, game loading, and overall system responsiveness with optional RAID 0 SSD configurability. An RGB LED backlit mechanical keyboard lets you program each individually lit key to create customized key maps that switch seamlessly between games. With 2.5mm travel and in-key rollover, you can take out your competition with more accuracy and precision. Designed for extreme immersion, DTS Headphone X technology comes built in for surround sound experience that puts you right in the middle of the action. With the addition of a VR headset, gamers can step inside a completely immersive world for an elevated gaming experience. Single-panel access to key components makes serviceability and upgrading easy, so you won't be sidelined or held back on your road to supremacy. It has a brushed aluminum finish on an armor-like chassis. A jet fighter-like construction with hidden lift hinges ensures you're always at the ready. And with striking lighting effects and see-through window to components, others will know too. Unleash your fiercest gameplay anywhere with the extreme performance of the new Omen X laptop.
Guys out. That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel.
Welcome everybody, once again, another edition, another day of the ESL India Premiership 2018, Summer Seasons' Master League. Yes, if now you're wondering where you heard that voice, you heard it here, and of course the the innumerable after movies and the promo videos and the teasers of the said tournament, because I'm coming to the point. A is the fact that, well, I can do it, the voice. B, I'm Sasta David Attenborough. And C, don't confuse me with either of the A and B. My name is Vagish Gosslebhan. I'm your host of this entire Halabaloo, which has been brought to you by Omen, by HP, HyperX, and Intel, and presented to you by Northwind Gaming and ESL India. All right, joining me in the studio is none other than my main man, because I have nobody else here. Adi's in Bombay, being a South Bombay brat. Yeah.
But anyways, Clash Royale is still mine, so this is me normally sitting here.
There. It's okay. Gautam Virkolic Brick, ladies and gentlemen. Gautam is a pretty well-renowned figure in the Indian esports scene. Loves Clash Royale over CSGO, at which he absolutely vehemently sucks. Trust me, you don't want to play CS with this guy. Play with me.
Listen, I'm not that bad. I'm better than you.
That's what he says. That's what he said. Not me. That's what he said. But like he said, indeed, like you said, we have all the 3 games, fresh games out of the oven. Yum, yum, yum. I'm all set for today's game. Clash Royale, ladies and gentlemen, the first game. That's what we're going to begin with as usual. So let's first of all take a look at the first competitor. Arpan, Christian! You know what? I really want this to happen.
Okay.
I'm going to digress slightly from the scene today.
Yeah.
But I want the ESL India production to make it sound like a WWE thing. Weighing 100 pounds, coming with a deck of some amazing cards, presenting Arpan, Christian! Like, tables should have like firecrackers.
I'm a little scared of live fires. Or cold pyro, actually. Things get on fire. But in any case, however, I do like the idea. We should totally put that in for our LAN event.
Of course. Of course.
It'll just come out as like weighing at, like, I don't know, 90 pounds. All the players in the Masters League are fairly small, thin.
I'm pretty sure Saf would not fall in that category.
I'm sure we have one player who's 40 kgs or less.
Arpan would be less than 40. I'm pretty sure Arpan is like flyweights.
You forget about Taranveer altogether.
Oh yeah, I did.
He's 13 years old.
In fact, talking about
like 30 kgs or less.
Did you just like pick him up and like say, oh,
no,
you're 30
I didn't pick him up, but it's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't take stress, Gautam bhai.
Please.
It's okay. Don't take stress.
Please.
All right. Talking about forgetting, we absolutely forgot to introduce the second player here.
Yes. From Punjab.
What? I'm just
no. I'm not putting political allegiances
what?
here. Okay?
What is
I'm
that?
Not aligned
what
to
is
any
political
party.
about it? I just raised my hand.
No.
Is there anything political? There's nothing political. Ladies and gentlemen, see the divine rays of
No,
democracy hitting you.
Anyways, Mehtab is from Punjab.
I like the way that you just took his nick and not his real name.
Manmohan Singh.
Like
Yeah, that's fine.
Huh?
Manmohan Singh.
Yeah. What did you just say again? All right. So Mehtab is from Punjab, another excellent player, considering he's in the Masters League. Well, you need to know the game to be in the Masters League. Not just know the game, you need to be really good at it to be in the Masters League.
However, sadly, that's not the case for Mehtab so far. He's not won a single game.
True,
You guys might have noticed the standings that are coming in before we started the live stream today. Mehtab actually sits at 0 score. We can pull up the standings. Wow, perfect. The standings are up right here. So you can see the score. Arpan doing pretty well, standing at number 1 position, and whereas Mehtab is sitting currently at the 11th position, not taking a single game.
See,
and he's not
Mehtab
played
has
a lot
just
of
played
games
two
also.
games. You can't discount
I don't
that.
know how this is happening first of all. Why is everyone else playing except him?
Maybe
Maybe
it's
he has
not just
exams or
queue. Maybe,
something.
maybe it's a problem with the queue. See, but again, you can't discount the fact, Workaholic, that after having played just 2 games and lost both of them, okay, fine. I'll let this game also maybe.
No, I agree with you because I had just seen this right now. Because in the earlier L screen, you can't see how many games he's played. And I'm still surprised to see that he's only played 2 games. He has a lot of games.
So he has some potential. You can't discount that. You cannot take that away from him.
However, this is going to be a very tough game for him. He's playing against Arpan.
True. I have to agree with that.
So this is going to be quite a tough game. I really hope that he will take some games. And I don't know what's going on with the tournament where he's like the only player who's not played a lot of games. He's only played 2 games.
Yeah.
Maybe we can bring the operations team here and be like, what's going on?
Definitely. We'll
Why
try and
him?
get in phobia.
Like, why him? Like, out of everyone, why him?
Because I'm just saying, I just raised my hand to like stop myself from like saying anything.
So you know what? Considering that, you know what? He still has a lot of games to play. He has like 9 more games to play, so he can make a comeback. Currently, only played 2 games. So I will wish him luck, yeah. And let's look
totally,
at,
totally.
Why don't we pull up the stats? Why don't we look at the stats?
Stats? Yeah, sure. Stats. Why not? So Mehtab has
by the way,
trophies.
He's played a lot of games, by the way. Look at that, 21,000 games played.
True. 21,000 games later, if you have like 5,000 trophies in a highly competitive scene, I still got to give that to him. You see, you got to understand, Clash Royale has is still, in a way of speaking, in its nascent stages when it comes to being an esports. It's the world's first touch-based mobile esports, which is now, come on, you remember, you were there with me when ESWC introduced us for the first ever time during the Paris Games Week, when Clash Royale became formally an esports, a mobile touch-based game, right?
I do not disagree with you, Bhagesh, and so I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm like, maybe I really have to now think.
You're like neutral.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, is this Clash Royale the first mobile esports? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it was the first official mobile esports. There was no other game. It was the first ever time that Paris Games Week, when it was happening there. I think it was 2016.
Yes.
If I'm not wrong. 2016 Paris Games Week, ESWC was happening, and me and you had this chat. In fact, if any of you guys have any further doubts about it, you should reel back on our YouTube channel for Esports 360. And check out the info there, because that's where we reported it. We broke the news in the country for the first time that, hey, for the first time ever in the history of esports, a mobile touch-based game.
What about Hearthstone?
Hearthstone, it started out on PC. Hearthstone was generally not a mobile
I've actually
game.
only played Hearthstone on my mobile.
Yeah, unless and until you play Clash Royale and BlueStacks, sure. Then sure, it's a PC game. But again, it was the first ever time a touch-based mobile game became an esports. And it's still in its nascent stages. There are buffs and cons coming, nerfs coming in. And players are still finding their place in the pool, you know. For a player like Mehtab, still there. So now we have 2 bans coming in.
Yes.
So let's focus on the bans. We
Quite
have
interesting set of bans. The Sparky's banned, and so is the Balloon.
Yes.
We've not seen either of these banned earlier.
I've never seen them have.
Yeah,
I'm seeing these 2 bans for the first time.
Yeah, both of them are pretty unique in their own kind. I like the Balloon ban because a lot of people have been running the Balloon as that out of the blue, like random balloon in your deck coming at your, you don't expect him, and they drop it at the end and kind of close the game.
True.
However, so that's a good ban. Sparky, I am not too sure. Actually, Arpan maybe knows something that we don't know about, that he's
maybe he's got a plan up his sleeve. Maybe he's got a plan.
You don't see a lot of Sparky nowadays. So.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, but a lot of people actually take the Sparky, kind of use it very defensively. Like against golems or P.E.K.K.A, because they're very slow moving, and Sparky has plenty of time charging up, maybe twice or 3 times.
Am I right when I say this? Sparkies give when they hit the opposition, they also provide a mini stun.
No, they don't.
Okay.
They do AOE damage.
AOE damage. Yes. I am. Oh yeah.
You're thinking about the little brothers.
The little Dalek-like
Yeah.
3-3 group.
Even the Spark, that tower, the electric tower.
The
whatever,
Tesla tower.
Tesla tower doesn't do any stun.
No, that I know. They don't do. I always, I don't know why. That's why I got confused with the small Dalek-like creatures, the Zappies there.
Yeah.
I don't know why each time I see them, I'm like reminded of Doctor Who, man.
No,
Wow.
I've not been into Doctor Who much. But
Okay, fine. Let's take you into something you're into,
okay,
with no pun intended.
we can get into the game. I know that. I'm into that.
Fine, you said it. Let's go to the game. Let's go to the game.
Let's go into the game. All right, game 1 of this best of 5 is here. Mehtab, who's not played a lot of games so far, is facing off against Arpan, who's actually played a lot of games and currently sits on number 1. He has 2 losses on his plate, whereas Mehtab also has 2 losses but 0 wins.
Yeah.
So quite a game here. I am personally rooting for this game being completely paused. This game is crashed or something.
You know, in hindsight, just so that I'm going to digress for a second here. You've seen Udta Punjab?
Have I seen what?
Udta Punjab.
Yes, I have.
Diljit Dosanjh's younger brother. The kid who murders Kareena Kapoor.
Yeah, let's not talk about murder, but sure.
Yeah. So if you like, he resembles like that kid, man. Like he resembles. He can pull off a good actor in Punjabi cinema.
Maybe.
Like I mean, that's the movie. But talking about cinema, this if it was like on a big screen would be so much more lovely. Clash Royale, ladies and gentlemen, is begun. The first game between Arpan Christian and Mehtab, Manmohan Mehtab Singh here. A royal ghost making its way to the tower but gets distracted and now is getting also hit by the tower.
Quite an aggressive 3 musketeers being dropped down, immediately countered by the P.E.K.K.A, who will take 1 turn for each musketeer, bringing them down. A 7 elixir card bringing down a 9 elixir 3 musketeer, so which is good trade for him. And P.E.K.K.A, not distracted by the ice golem there, will go ahead and hit that tower. This is sad news for Arpan's right tower. And Arpan is going to quickly lose that tower only a few seconds into the game.
True, Mehtab's already got his first crown here. That P.E.K.K.A is dishing out damage like there's no tomorrow.
And guess what? So close to getting the hit on the main tower also. Not able to do that.
Close but close enough.
Well played. I believe Arpan completely messed up on the placement of the ice golem. And interesting deck that is being used by Mehtab is he's sending in the Hog Rider. He also has lightning there to help him out. And not only does it do damage on the tower, it also kills 2 other units alongside if their health is low enough, or if they're less tanky enough. Nice aggressive placement of those units will be destroyed. They did do some damage on that elixir collector, but
they did.
I think he's kind of evened up on that trade, but Arpan's still down a tower. Mehtab just needs to defend. And make something
Definitely,
happen.
Arpan's trying to get as much juice as he can while he can.
And look at that double-pronged attack that he's done. The bandit will connect and will do a lot of damage. The Royal Ghost clearing out the tiny units here and there will also get a hit off on the tower. No, he does not. Hog Rider.
Both towers of Mehtab are in 3 units. This could be very dicey.
Yes, this could spell trouble for him a bit later, but remember, Arpan's own tower is fairly low on health also. And he has that P.E.K.K.A. P.E.K.K.A is
making its way slowly and steadily.
Now P.E.K.K.A being put down a bit early will now be able to take it taken care of. A nice lightning coming in. One of the musketeers still survive. Alright, go on.
No, I was just saying that lightning was good.
So good, is that what you said?
I said it was so well placed because
well placed is what you said. Okay. What was that? What was that drag that you sent along?
No, because when I was saying so, the lightning was still happening.
Of course.
So I was just waiting for it to finish. But that ends the game in favor of Mehtab, who wins this round, this game rather, with 1 crown victory. Gautam, what do you have to add on to that?
Well, clearly we saw Arpan making a big mistake. Not able to distract that P.E.K.K.A and take it to the other side of the map was a big mistake for him. P.E.K.K.A actually ended up taking that tower down single-handedly. Also, Arpan, Mehtab had a great first 4 cards that came out of his deck. He threw the Hog Rider, he threw the Ice Golem, he also had the Lightning alongside. Did good amount of damage on that tower. But followed that up with the P.E.K.K.A with no answer, especially coming in from Arpan. It was just death for that tower. So we quickly lost that tower, and Mehtab just kind of held on to that lead, even though Arpan played well after that, trying to equalize, but he could not close at the end of the day, which caused him that game. And now we're on game 2.
Yeah, as we can see, game
And
has
your
begun.
favorite unit is there, by the way.
Which one? Oh, yeah, the mini Daleks, the Zappies. Yeah, I'm going to call them mini Daleks just for my comfort thingy. Oh, flying Daleks. Nice.
Flying barrel. He will let that one connect actually. Does take some damage on the tower. That's actually good enough damage there. He took it down by 1,000 health. Now with the golem reveal there, guess what? Look at what Arpan is doing. He's immediately pushing in the other direction. Will do a lot of damage on that tower. All 3 units still alive. A nice zap coming in. And but that tower is going to take a lot of damage. Might even end up going down, which it will actually. A good defensive Inferno Dragon there will be able to take down that golem. He does not, Mehtab does not have zap right now. So that golem is quickly taken care of. One of the Zappies still alive, being annoying as hell. And good defense here coming out from Arpan. He's off to a good start for this game.
True, one tower down, the other tower already 1,000 HP down. This is going out to be a fun game for him.
Yep, off to a great start. I don't think Arpan will have any trouble closing this game. Again, all his units are now targeting the main building there, bringing it down even more. Here comes the prince. Should be distracted by another prince. This prince is, however, a darker version of that.
This is like Game of Thrones, the Hound and his brother, the Mountain.
Yes, it was Hound and the Mountain fighting here.
Oh no, it's not. So maybe the Crown Prince is the prince whose steed makes Hound's brother lose in the first season, and the Hound goes ahead to like
kills the horse or something.
Yeah. Like does away with his horse because of that.
Yeah.
So the Crown Prince is like that from House
Again,
Tyrell.
a big push coming on the left-hand side because the golem is dropped on the right. This push could simply just end the game. I think this is game over for Mehtab. How is he planning to defend that? He drops a prince who's trying to make something happen. Is able to just get that distraction done. 2,000 health left on the tower there, and the Zappies come out, man. They're super annoying. Look at the golem. He's not happy.
I told you, man. In the TV show also, the Daleks are damn annoying. Everybody hates them.
Yes. Getting as much as value as possible out of this. He is trying his best to not lose that tower. Plenty of units in his catalog there to make things happen. There you go. Pretty close, but the prince not able to connect again. More and more distraction. A lot of zaps being used. Poison also coming out. Mehtab is doing a fairly great job at defending.
Oh, so close! So close! Oh, this was such a close. 26 health.
Yes.
If that poison...
Just a few ticks away, actually.
It was one hit away. That tower was one hit away from leveling it out and taking it to overtime. But then again, it's part and parcel of the game. 1-1 the scoreline, leveled out for both the players. Gotham, what do you say now?
Man, Arpan is trying to make a comeback here. He's lost the first game, so I think he's feeling a bit worried. Great tech there. I've lately been noticing anyone who's running Golem is not coming out faring very well in the matches.
Has there been a new patch update? Has the Golem been nerfed?
No, Golem is just too slow.
Okay.
He's too slow.
Like Gola? You see what I did there.
So, Golem, everyone has some kind of answer to a Golem, like how Arpan had in that the last match, where he actually placed the Ram, the Dark Prince, everyone on the other side, and the Royal Ghost also alongside. So he pushed and he punished for that 8 elixir Golem being placed at the very back. And guess what? He's dropping, 8 elixir, 10 elixir on the opposite lane to punish his opponent for putting down that golem. And that's the only thing you can actually do. Instead of having that golem coming on your side, he had the baby dragon, which was a great answer to that golem. He forced his opponents to use a zap on the left-hand side. And on the right, the golem came and was greeted by a Inferno Dragon. And guess what? He didn't have a zap to stop that.
True. Hog Rider gets sent out for the tombstone, and he is going to take that tombstone down. A mega minion follows along with the barrage of skeletons making their way to the Princess Towers, but gets stopped by the fire spirits.
So interesting change of deck here. Mehtab still has the Hog Rider and the Lightning. He has 2 defensive buildings at the moment. He's also has a Fireball, so which is most likely his plan here is to Fireball Hog Rider his opponent. Whereas Arpan has a very clear-cut plan. He wants to poison and graveyard his opponent. Arpan realizes that his opponent doesn't have a lot of aggressive units available to them other than the Fireball. So he's going to be trying to make sure that he has an answer to that Hog Rider. And this is a great answer, by the way, to the Hog Rider.
Activated the King Tower.
Which is like double damage, basically.
Yeah, yeah, indeed.
Twice as much damage coming out as long as you're super close to the Princess Tower. So I think Arpan has kind of figured this out. Now it's his kind of game to lose. He needs to figure out how he wants to tackle this. Mehtab also has, by the way, a rocket. So Mehtab's job right now is to keep rocketing and keep fireballing that tower while defending with his Inferno Tower.
Or save the rocket for last.
Yes, he will. Most likely he will.
Yeah.
He will. But I think it's a clear... there you go. Another. So Lightning, Rocket, Fireball, Hog Rider. These are the big 4 cards.
Range-based attacks.
And what does he have for defense? He has the Inferno Tower. He has that this building that spawns out the fire spirits. And he also has a Goblin Gang. If someone comes close to his tower, he's going to figure it out. However, look at this. Arpan is always coming out ahead in this trade so far. The poison, the graveyard combo that he's using, and the fact that he understands what his opponent has. I think he is going to be forcing his opponents to use some of these spells. Look how he's weirdly placed that Tombstone right in the front. Oh, but the buff to the Lightning, my god, I didn't realize that is how... So they buffed the AoE of the Lightning. So the Lightning was able to hit that. See, now he's forcing his opponent to use the spells on himself instead of the tower. Hence, now closing the game. There's 28 seconds left. There's not a lot that Mehtab can do. Of course, he can keep trying to throw everything he has at that tower. So he's finally revealed...
he has still not revealed his Inferno Tower, if you realize.
He didn't need it right now because he doesn't have any strong units coming off against him. So, but the problem is now he's in a lot of trouble. There's 10 seconds left on the clock and there's nothing much he can do. He could Lightning Strike it. How much damage will it do? But he's losing so much damage. Oh man, this is just sad. Mehtab had a very clear-cut plan and Arpan just had just the right things to deal with it actually. Arpan had the right units to deal with this problem that he was facing by Mehtab. So
this was a great counter deck if you look at it. In a way of speaking.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it like... The thing is, it was quite a risky play that Mehtab went for with that kind of build. Remember, as I said, what is the offensive unit he had? He had 1 offensive unit.
And 1 defensive Inferno Tower.
No, for defense, he had everything for defense. The rest was all spells. He had 4, like 3 spells. And he had 2 buildings.
Yeah.
So that's like 5
cards already. That
gone.
leaves you with 3.
Yes. Which he had Hog Rider, he had the Goblin Gang.
And the Royal Guards.
And the Royal Guards. So his plan was keep getting value at the Hog Rider or keep getting value of the Fireball. And that's why you saw in the beginning of the game, the first thing he does is throw the Fireball. Because he knows that's his main damage dealing. And how does Arpan answer that? He places everything away from the tower. He even placed the Tombstone super far away from the tower, but the zaps, the lightning still hit him. So here comes game 3. Arpan is kind of gone for the bridge spam deck here. So if Mehtab drops some heavy units, he could be potentially double. The Ram does not connect, surprisingly. Will not be able to do any damage, and Arpan now doing a big pushback against his opponent. And the Hog Rider will be able to connect and do some damage here, by the way. The Bandit quickly comes in to clean that. And this is game 4 of this best of 5 by the score 2 in favor of Arpan, as you can see on the screen. And Bandit actually connects on the tower one more time for Arpan also. So both the guys doing some kind of damage to each other. Arpan does not want to take even a single hit of damage by that dart goblin, so puts down his ice column. So, Vagish, in your mind, what do you see happening right now?
I see Arpan trying to build up for a split. He's trying to generate as much pressure as he can on the left side Princess Tower, and then he's going to immediately focus his attentions on the right. But given the kind of push I think given the kind of push Arpan's making, I think it's imperative for him to take that tower down so that he can A, add some pressure to his offense, and B, distract him with the other Princess Tower on the right.
Yes, that is. I do like your analysis there, Vagish. And Arpan is actually and it has the potential to doing that because
Yep.
how cheap his units are. If a bandit kind of slips through on one side, it'll still end up doing over 1,000 damage,
True.
or even more. By the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
So you need to be very careful playing against this deck. He is dropping down his P.E.K.K.A. Will be able to stop this push. P.E.K.K.A. has to walk a few steps. This 7 elixir P.E.K.K.A. is actually bringing quite a lot of value there. However, will not be able to make it across the lane, by the way. So 288 health left on the tower on the left. Arpan kind of can smell the victory now. He'll just need to fireball it down and zap it down or something. And here comes Great Lightning, but I think this is going to be game over by the
This
time
is
the
definitely,
fireball.
if that Dark Prince makes contact, this game is done.
Has
And
he
I think
given
that
up?
Dark Prince is going to make contact.
Yes, and he's given up.
Oh, he just went back for
He's still
another round.
alive.
He just went back for like, oh, I haven't had enough. I'll just go for the hog ride. I hate pigs.
Mehtab now 24 seconds left on the clock. Needs to close this game really quickly.
But
The
this is going to
tower
be very
health
tough for
is
Mehtab
fairly
because,
low
like
and
I
look-
said, see, this is exactly what I intended to say. He is trying to aggravate the pressure from one side and then shift it on to the other side.
No, well, because there's no other side left. There's no tower on the left.
Sure,
So
but
of
he can
course he's gonna
obviously
focus on
start
that.
mounting an attack on the king tower while he's trying to take out the princess tower. People always see, you have to understand a lot of psyche in terms of Clash Royale also maintains the fact that a lot of people try and go to say the king tower. See, again, if you lose the king tower, you lose the entire game altogether. A princess tower will still give you one last lee of life. You know, you can still survive with just a king tower. All you have to do is focus on the princess tower. So it's a good strat. Like you demolish one princess tower, you start generating enough pressure, generate a push, and while your opposition is trying to defend that push, which is coming on for the king tower, you can distract them towards the princess tower so that you get benefit of both the attacks from the king tower and the princess tower. Or as an aggressor in this case, generate the push, shift on to the other side. Probably send a golem on the other side. You know, while that push is happening, while the opposition is like distracted, okay, my king tower is under siege, the golem can dish out.
Especially if the P.E.K.K.A. is on this side. So he can drop the golem on this side and maybe back that up with the 3 musketeers. And that's a pretty lot of DPS.
But then you'll definitely need an elixir collector for that.
You have an elixir collector already, so...
So, I mean, that would be a great push. But then, ladies and gentlemen, this ends today's Clash Royale game. 3-1 the score line for Arpan Christian, in favor of Arpan Christian there. Wonderful.
Can we get an updated score now? Maybe we'll get a clearer image because Beast has not lost a single game so far. So he's sitting at number 2. And wow.
You have to do it together with me. See, this is the difference between a golem and a golam.
No, golem and golemite. Here is the latest score right now. Finally, Mehtab has the 3rd game on the table. 0-3 is the current score, and Arpan sitting at 7-2. Arpan's almost finished playing all his games. 11 games in total is what you need to play. Beast, however, not losing a single game. Currently sitting at 5 games played and 5 wins. So good for him. We'll be keeping a close eye on Beast as we go along, because he's been an absolute beast so far. A slight problem or slightest heartburn that I'm having here is seeing Mukul sitting at 4-3 of score. So Mukul, who actually won the last year's Premiership, I think maybe he's pulling the same strategy that Arpan used to have.
Yeah.
Kind of sit in the middle of the ranking, and then also on the LAN event, you like destroy
Suddenly, like, become like Deadpool, like, come out from the grave, like, with a hand, like,
so
excavate myself from the middle of the pool.
So I guess this is the current standings. I guess we can clearly see where everyone kind of stands. And we would have more exciting Clash Royale games still pending. We have plenty of games coming on. We have plenty of days still left in the Premiership. So, but we have exciting game coming right after this. I'm actually pretty excited to watch the next game, which is of Counter-Strike.
Yep, NTT Gaming versus ATE Gaming, another Mumbai derby. You know, we were speaking, both teams belong to Mumbai. In fact, I was telling my social media person earlier, you know what, get a creative floated out, make it like a Gangs of Wasseypur and say, हमारी जिंदगी का एक है मकसद है, जीत. That was a dig at Jeet Swifty Kundra also.
Okay, wow. 2 in 1.
Yeah, DOTA है ना उसके बाद तो इसीलिए. No, I'm just kidding. So we'll take a short break here. On the other side, we have CSGO lined up. Like I said, NTT versus ATEs. What is we have in door for you. Remember, guys, this is the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League, brought to you by Omen by HP,
HyperX,
Intel, and presented to you by Nordwind Gaming and
ESL.
India.
They didn't put the India logo behind, so the Vagish.
Yeah, so I'll tell you the secret behind why we have this amazing ticker running behind us.
Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, wait, that's not here.
No, it's okay. Calm down. Got.
This
Okay.
is our main sponsor. Okay, sorry. And then we come out of this year.
Okay, no, but let's give the real fact. The reason why we have this running is because I have a very nasty habit of forgetting who's providing us the tools necessary to bring excellent esports to you. So it's like a sly way. It looks good to put the sponsors here, and it also reminds Vagish, hey, this is presented to you by Nordwind Gaming and ESL, and is brought to you by Omen by HP and the peeps. So yeah, it's always.
I would love to see you basically look at the screen and kind of pause and wait for the next logo to come up, and you're like,
see, that's the good thing. So what happens is my production facilitates me here. So the moment I'm like taking the sponsor names, see, like right now I'll say like, hey, ESL India Premiership presented to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, and everything. So they'll move to the center camera. See, now everything is there.
You can't miss a logo.
It's like cheat code. It's like cheat code. Hacks.
Up, down, down.
We'll take a quickie here. On the other side, we have CSGO lineup. Don't go anywhere.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the Open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the LAN finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on, so make sure you sign up now.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
This is the first ever Omen X laptop for gamers that go to extremes. Gear up with the machine designed for total domination and engineered for gaming in stunning 4K. Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to be relentless. With a 17.3-inch diagonal screen and desktop-class graphics, you get maximum performance to be victorious anywhere. With multiple fans and large exhaust vents, heat is transferred away from critical components for dynamic overclocking. Ramp up boot times, game loading, and overall system responsiveness with optional RAID 0 SSD configurability. An RGB LED backlit mechanical keyboard lets you program each individually lit key to create customized key maps that switch seamlessly between games. With 2.5mm travel and in-key rollover, you can take out your competition with more accuracy and precision. Designed for extreme immersion, DTS Headphone X technology comes built in for surround sound experience that puts you right in the middle of the action. With the addition of a VR headset, gamers can step inside a completely immersive world for an elevated gaming experience. Single panel access to key components makes serviceability and upgrading easy, so you won't be sidelined or held back on your road to supremacy. It has a brushed aluminum finish on an armor-like chassis. A jet fighter-like construction with hidden lift hinges ensures you're always at the ready. And with striking lighting effects and see-through window to components, others will know too. Unleash your fiercest gameplay anywhere with the extreme performance of the new Omen X laptop.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hi. We're back again. I just want to have some fun, man. I just want to have some fun today.
Who's stopping you?
Huh? What?
Who's stopping you from having
You?
fun? Don't have fun then.
Okay, fine. Sorry.
Work.
Man.
Work with work.
Fine. Fine, everybody. We're back again with the action here at the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League. Now, we got done with the Clash Royale game, which went in Arpan Christian's favor. What we have in the offing is CSGO. Two very interesting teams.
Yes, and a public service announcement that it's actually ATE, not 8. So stop calling it Team 8. They did not 8 anything.
So, one second. let me clarify this. You're talking to a generation of people, not gamers, people in general.
Yeah.
I'm not going to like I'm just going to like generally, broadly speak about this. You're talking to a generation of people who are lazy to not complete words when they text you.
Okay.
Like, how do you write what? Spell out what to me.
WHAT.
No, it's WT.
No, wait. I have also seen Wood. WUT. Wood?
So exactly. So 8E gaming, something like that. So they're like.
No, they just pretty much. How do you spell? I ate something. So ATE. 8. They would rather say it 8 gaming, which is not true. It's ATE gaming, guys. Put your minds around it. So these young kids don't understand.
I think it's the Infinity War doing damage to them. The reality they knew has like just gone with a snap of a finger.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, like we said, amazing CSGO game lined up. We have ATE Gaming versus Entity. So let's quickly take a look at the ATE Luds. So that's ATE Gaming for you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Kappa and Gang, Ritesh Richa. In fact, if I remember last I heard about Ritz. He was, pardon my bad throat. He was coaching teams, if I remember.
No. So the thing was, he is their potential coach. Ritz brings loads of experience. He's been playing for like, I don't know, since, let's just say if he's 28 years old right now, he's been playing CSGO for 30 years, basically. He's been playing from the womb, from the inception, from a very long time. So he has a lot of experience. So it's he brings a lot of experience, by the way, guys. So and so is Kappa, man. Like he's been playing for a long time. So they have a couple of super duper experienced players, and then they have a couple of new players. So it's quite a nice mix there. So there's always someone to kind of lead them on. And I was actually personally fairly impressed with how well Rich has been playing. And I was thinking, like, you know, Ritesh is the same age as me, like, you know, the old man of CSGO. However, he's still young at heart and still young with his hands and his thinking. So he's been playing very well. So congratulations to you, Ritesh, from me. I'll be seeing you soon in Bombay, hopefully. Even if you don't make it to top 4, I'll still see you because you'll come, of course, to watch the main event.
Right. You know what? Let's focus on the other team, Entity Gaming.
That thing.
Well, that's Entity Gaming for you guys. What do I say, man? There's so much to say about these teams and we always fall short of words.
I do want to add the fact that the Entity Gaming, 3 of the players are still giving exams in school, by the way. Sorry, college. So
Are you sure they're in college?
no.
Last I heard, Simar Sethi was in school.
No. They're all in college.
He's made it to college?
Yes, somehow. And he's also made it to 19 years old.
To college?
No, I mean, not to college. He's 19 now. Anyways, a fairly young
I
squad
thought he
of
took a
kids
year
here.
to
They are considered one of the best teams in India. So
Well, if
they
you
have a
look,
lot.
not considered, they are one of the top teams in India. I mean, Entity is there, Brutality is there, Invictus is there. Sadly, we saw slump in Entity's form after the loss to Intensity Pune 5, and then immediately after that, then to Portal Esports PES.
Remember, they also took a loss because of one weird circumstances where they actually won the game against OEZ but had to forfeit that game. So they now actually stand with 3 losses, by the way. So
it's a first. It's a first.
Yes, it's a first. So
It's a first. It's a first in a Masters League when Risky Gaming is not there. That would have been fun. I would have had so much to say. And I'm missing Adi now only because of the fact that if Yalla Esports now, earlier than Risky Sports,
that
Risky
doesn't
Gaming had...
exist now, right? Even Entity got the Middle Eastern team with Love Paris as their captain already. So your old Risky / Yalla or / Nasr or whatever the names were.
Nasr Gaming, yes. Yalla was a different team. Nasr Gaming, yes.
And Yalla is a completely different team.
Yeah, sorry. I always confuse them. I was talking about Nasr Esports.
That team actually doesn't exist as it is. Of course, the 4 players might still be around. I'm not too sure. But Love Paris has left.
Yes.
So why don't we look at the veto?
I'm thinking it's going to Inferno.
Why? Why
Where's
is it
the
always
confetti?
Anyways.
All right, Overpass, Cash and Nuke banned by ATE, Mirage, Dust2, Train banned by Entity. Entity is damn confident on this game because last time they won on this map was against Brutality.
Okay.
When Brutality suffered the second defeat after SRA.
Doesn't 80% of all matches end up at Inferno? So
no, but there's a reason for it. There's a massive reason for it, and I'm presuming that Adi would agree with this reasoning of mine. You have... So maps are differentiated on play style, on how your team holds. So there are a lot of buggy maps where like a lot of aim-based teams would reign supreme because then you don't have to think much about strats. Okay. You can totally go YOLO there and you can keep strats there unless and until when you need. But a map like Inferno or Overpass for that point of matter, you need to think. You can't just like barge in and like, hey, hamara ho gaya, B, hamara ho gaya, chalo, hat jao.
I'm sure none of the Counter-Strike teams actually play like that. Maybe I could be wrong, but we have some top-tier Indian Counter-Strike teams here, man. They're amazing.
Sure, so not discounting
I'm hoping that that's not part of the strategy there, but it's just by... But yes, of course, I understand your point. Some of the maps are more aim-based, like Cobblestone is a fairly...
Like Dust2. Dust2 is a very aim-based map. It's not a strat.
I will not comment on this. I would actually suggest why don't we just get into the game because the players are ready.
Fine. You just want to see the game and not want me to give my excellent, how would I say?
People on stream are watching this. The players are ready and he's not starting the game.
I am not starting this game. You know why? Gautam, let me tell you why I'm not starting this game today. You know why? I am going to tell you about the map first.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another day of some Indian Counter-Strike action. It is going to be a domestic derby, which is the case of most of these games, let's be honest about it. It's going to be Entity facing off against ATE, and joining me, as usual, is going to be Adi. And Adi, I have a question for you. Why is Inferno called Inferno?
What?
Now, I've always wondered about it, right? You got Dust2. I don't know about Mirage as well, but Mirage is kind of like a desert theme map, so it kind of fits in, but I've always wondered what an Italian-based map has to do with Inferno.
Maybe it's because Molotovs are so damn important in Inferno.
Great answer. Great answer. And it is going to be a fast start coming out from ATE. I think knife round was won by Entities. But then here they come charging into the side with the 3 players waiting. Look at the setup. Size completely blinded. But they're not going to be expecting Mazel. No smokes as well. They're just going in dry. Actually, one smoke with Mazel getting the kill through the smoke, I do believe it was. 2 quick replies coming from Buster. Kappa finds held range, but Mazel is still playing in the side. The rotation's going to come out. That was a very, very quick hit from AT, and immediately falling back all the way towards the bomb side. Great call coming out. And it's going to be 2v2. Bomb is going to get planted.
Yeah, Entity Gaming going with the 4-man stack, in fact, towards the B bomb side. By the time the hit came in, they had 4 players there. But their backstabbing player gets picked off, and AT Gaming know as well that Entity had stacked that bomb site. So they rotated straight to A. Now, Buster and Kappa, even though they had time, they've taken up positions inside the site. which might come back to bite them because that flash is perfect, but Kappa will save Buster's blushes, and now Falcon is in a 1v2. Buster will get his third for the round, and Buster and Kappa basically denying Entity what was a 1 round, because it was a 3-man advantage at one point.
Yeah, indeed it was. And also Buster, got to give it to him. I think it was like I mentioned, I think it was a 2v5, but Buster, 2 quick kills with a Glock, Kappa following up as well. So overall, AT somehow managing to snatch victory from a round which was lost pretty much. NDD Gaming, of course, will go for the 4th spy. We all expect that, but what I find surprising is the distinct lack of CZ in their arsenal. I've never seen, at least in the past number of months, in the past year or so, of second round 4 spy from the CTs where there's no CZs present. You see the 257s from Atherasu and Hellranger, who still seem to enjoy the 5.7's mechanics, although it has been nerfed slightly, and CZ is of course a more superior weapon, especially in a map like Inferno where you have all these close quarter combat possibilities. But AT not wasting any time, taking banana control, and all 5 are gathered up. This is an interesting play from them. They're not really bothering wasting much time, just going to be going in, clean execute, but 3 players waiting for them.
Through the smoke, Kappa jumps out and he expects Marzel to be boosted up. It's probably because of the sound, and Entity Gaming, they should just save now. Instead, Hellranger gets pop flashes himself through the smoke and runs into his death basically. And yeah, Entity Gaming is going to be saving those, whatever little inventory they have. The little investment that they've made into this round. The 5.7, the P250, and the Scout. And that's a clean anti-eco coming in by AT. It's straight out of Entity's book, to be honest, because 4 SMGs and a metric ton of utility. And they just did a simple execute onto the B-bomb side. I like that how it's worked out for them, honestly.
Yeah, indeed. Asai with a Scout, he's going to be falling back. He was taking a couple of pot shots, I do believe, towards the escaping AT players, but they're going to keep all 5 players alive. What did catch me by surprise was, yes, they had the buy was Asai. He's getting hunted down, and will he survive? Yes, he will. But yeah, AT not wasting any time. They really just went for the full commit. It was a little risky, let's be honest. Like, if Entity had stacked 4 players towards the B, inside of B bomb site, despite all those Molotovs and flashes, it could have been a little risky, but good call overall in the end. And for Entity, like I mentioned, they do have 3, well, a couple of pistols and a Scout saved, but it is going to be equal for the other 2 players. That's going to be Hellranger and for Marzel. And AT keeping all 5 players alive. All they have to do is just rebuy the utility. And once again, 3 players going in fast. All the way towards Banana again. This time, it's a stack coming in from Entity.
Yep, but unfortunately, 2 of those players don't have much in the way of weaponry. The pop flash coming in, but Ritesh is going to cover Buster. Ritz, in fact, is going to get 3 kills with that Mac 10, farming that money, and he thinks the B-bomb side is clear. But Buster will not, well, he's not going to be surprised. He does rip Marzel's head off, and again, it looks like it's going to be another clean round by AT. It's refreshing to see, because some of the Indian teams, in fact, I'll actually say most of the Indian teams have really suffered at the hands of 4 spies. So it's nice to see them adjusting, and this sort of, and you know, the anti-ecos, the anti-4 spies working out. Sai, he's gonna 4 kills for Ritesh with that Mac 10. A little bit of BM coming out as well. There is an intense rivalry, by the way, between these players. So
is it though? I mean,
of course there is. There's Buster, there's Kappa,
but
XT
yeah,
Blades of Hellranger.
Buster does have a long history and an amicable relationship, I do believe, with Hell. But yeah, I do believe, you know, like players like Ritz, Sai, Hellranger. That's the thing with the Mumbai scene, so to speak. Everyone's played with each other. It's like you know, one of those couple nights gone wrong, basically. You know, it's kind of messy. It's a little ugly if you know how it works in the backline, so to speak. But that being said, ATE have so much money to work with that they're going to be feeling very confident here. 3 rounds in, about an average of $4,000-ish on all the players. 5 AKs out, full set of utility on the other hand for Entity, considering the fact that they didn't get any kills in the past couple of rounds, not a single frag, and also they'd gone for the force by means. Despite the fact that they have 5 rifles, that's 2 FAMASs in the mix as well, the utility is going to be sparse. And as we all know, Inferno is a map where having those smokes and those incendiaries can pretty much win you rounds without even having to fire a single bullet. So this is going to be a little rough for Entity. They need to play a little bit more aggressively here.
You say that, and they don't really play aggressively. They're going to turtle up in Fet's words. I mean, they're a little aggressive in the middle, but you know, no apartments control, no banana control, and this might come back to bite them. They are hanging on to the utility that they do have for dear life, though. They're trying to use it as late as possible. A bit of an execute coming in by ATE. They're going to take mid control now, and Falcon does get a frag, but he is traded by Kappa. Amaterasu as well, he was boosted up onto the flower pots, if I'm not mistaken, gets a frag as well. And it's a good start for Entity Gaming because they do have the man advantage now in a 4v3 situation. And AT Gaming, they have Kappa's basically dead. He's sitting on just 15 points of health. So it may as well be a 2v4.
Old man Ritz though doesn't care. He's got to rip Mazel's head clean off his shoulders, and now that's neutralized the man advantage. And if you look at the health, you didn't mention Kappa's very low, but Sai and Amaterasu are, you know, just a couple of bullets apiece away from dying as well. This is going to be rough to hold. Amaterasu holding a slightly off angle. Sai, he's going to be instrumental in this. He's sitting towards a pit. He's got to spot out the player, but Ritz is taking his sweet own time. He's just flanking around through library, gathering as much information as he can. And Amaterasu, blinded. He still hasn't given up his position, but the hit is going to be coming in. It is going to be coming in towards the A bomb site, and the rotation is far, far away. Hellranger is too far away to help them out, but Sai, he's going to have no trouble finding Ritz, and his crossfire can come into work. Kappa from above trying to get the kill, but Kappa strikes. Hellfighter fights Amaterasu as well. That was beautiful stuff, and I think they have the time to get the bomb down as well. This is going to be hard for Hellranger. That was a classic Hong Kong action movie style there. Back to back, pushing into the side, getting the kills. And now Hellranger's got the health. Doesn't have a kit though. Smoke off to a spit. That's not going to really help him out. Kappa spots him out. A few bullets to his feet. Attacks down a bit. Hellranger's going to find Kappa. Will he be expecting Hellfighter to be playing from the second question? A Hellfighter. Perfect positioning for him. He catches Hellranger off guard. And ATE Gaming, they survive and they get to 4 rounds. Great work from Ritz there. It looked lost, but the fact that he got the kill and he gathered so much information enabled ATE to steal that round away.
Yeah, in fact, I was thinking that Ritesh made the wrong decision there to come, you know, to wrap back to the A-bomb site through library. Since there was only one player for Entity Gaming, and even the C4 for the terrorists was back at the bottom of Banana, I did think that they're going to pincer the B-bomb site, but it did work out for them because the crossfire between Amaterasu and Sai wasn't exactly perfectly set up. And yeah, I mean, Sai got picked off by a double peek while Amaterasu couldn't see anyone. So that was well done by AT towards the end of that round, though. And it's surprising that a man advantage was given up. But Sai, somehow, with just a pistol, has taken no damage.
Either.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's a bit surprising. And in fact, Amaterasu is going to be able to recover the AK-47 as well. And he has armor to work with. So,
yes. This could get interesting. And especially if they gamble, if they just go for a gamble stack towards one side, it could work out. However, this gamble might not work out. Amaterasu, that smoke is going to stop him from running all the way over towards the B bomb site. And instead, he's going to be playing a very instrumental position towards library, where all the 4 players of ATE are now making the way. They're just going to go for contact plays. Now, Amaterasu can hold the angle. The flashbang is going to be Intel. He's going to find it first. He goes for the spray. You're not able to get more than one. And now it's all on Falcon. Now, CZ can do damage. We all know that. He's trying to get that angle right. He gets a dink into Ritz, who's down at 2 HP internally, hemorrhaging. And man advantage for entities waiting for back to arrive. Heroically trying to stay alive. 6 bullets remaining. And Deathmaker and hunt him down. Ritz will get spotted out. Ritz not able to get the kill. Falcon. He's a magician. Now he's still alive. Eldridge is going to get the kill. Boss is going to be left alone in a 1v3. He finds one, looking for the second kill as well. Goes for the spray, but he's trapped in the corner, and Falcon's going to get the kill. And Entity Gaming win the first round off the back of some heroics from Falcon. I don't know how he stayed alive for so long there. And they win the round, which looked the least likely to win.
Yeah, a complete eco by Entity Gaming. Not even a pistol. Well, I mean, a 1 CZ and a P250 purchased on them, but no armor whatsoever. I'm going to blame it on that AK because even I did notice something peculiar as well. Kappa, actually. He peeked towards pit from the mid to right position, from mini pit, a bit too early, before the Molotov actually landed on Amatrasu's feet in the library position.
All right. I'm not able to hear Adi. Hopefully. I'm not sure here. Okay, it looks like Adi's timed out. He's been having some connectivity issues. Adi, if you can hear me, give me a holler. All right, no. Adi's timed out. Unfortunately, you guys, you boys and girls are stuck with me alone. That's dangerous. That's a dangerous proposition. Yeah, it looks like Adi's timed out. Hopefully, he should be back real quickly. In the meantime, it looked like he's back. Adi,
yeah,
back?
I am.
All
That's
right.
weird. I could hear you the entire time, and I have no idea how you couldn't hear me. Because I said something very insightful that round, but
Of course you did.
a bit too late now.
But yeah, you didn't really miss much. 4-1 for ATE. Sorry, yeah, for ATE. Entity, they have their hands on the guns though. The AWP comes on the hands of Sai, who's been tagged on 60 HP. And for ATE, considering the fact that they won round number 2 and 3 very convincingly without losing a single man, means they still have a deep bank to work with, which has now, however, been whittled down. So you can try and convert this round. And if they do manage to take this round, it's going to be pretty rough for Entity. There might be reset at least on a couple of players, but they're going to be forcing their way into this bomb site. But Molotovs all around. Ritz blinded and completely burning alive. Sai finds Buster as well in the meantime. Everyone's now coming in. Hellranger is going to be tagged on. He's going to be falling back. He's going to do work. He's going to spray. He gets the frag. The bomb is dropped at his feet. He's down to 18 HP. Marzl finds Deathmaker. It's all on Hellfighter, and he's trying to fight his way out of this conundrum, but Sai will pick up the second kill for himself, and a nice hold come out from Entity. And it looked, let's be honest, a little discombobulated from ATE. They still had time to work with, just went in, you know, with all his Molotovs. They kind of forced their own hand.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a little peculiar, by the way. That round looked straight out of the strat book. Clearly not dry run enough, because a couple of smokes were positioned. But I do like that, the wall of smokes and the CD smoke, right? It's nice to see something new from AT Gaming, because the last time they played this map, by the way, was all the way back in April, the start of April, against Brutality, where they lost 16-11. AT Gaming, of course, are off the back of a victory against Brutality. Fresh off the back of a victory, in fact.
Yeah, and if AT have done their homework, they would realize that they would have seen that Entity's CD side was still a little suspect, even though they won very convincingly. It was Entity's T side yesterday, which was pretty impressive for me. So, still, it is the first half, and it is going to be a hit coming in. 2 players towards pit, Sai and Falcon. Falcon won't be blinded here. He can play the anti-flash, and Sai is going to get the first hit. He's going to rattle off a shot. Smoke is going to allow them the space to just look at it, just jumping up, landing straight to that side. He's going to find Ritz. Falcon is going to strike as well, and they're getting mowed down. Buster is going to be left alone with a relic from the past. The Tech 9 and Amit Tarasu will have no trouble dispatching with him. A flawless round coming from Entity. The past couple of rounds have been good. They just lost 1 player in 2 rounds now.
Yep, I agree. And now finally AT Gaming is going to get into the buy again, which is the more important part. And, I mean, Entity Gaming do look like they're back in the groove, finally. And, okay, I think I'm having some internet issues, by the way. I'm kind of lagging out of GoTV. So, play, why don't you take over? I'll just be right back on my other connection.
Alright, so Adi is RIP. Press F for respect in chat. It is all on me now to carry this game. Like how, well, no one's really been carrying so far. Sai and 7 frags, top fragging early on. He's been having a rough time, so that's good to know. Early trades coming in initially. Marzl, or Furzl, as some people like to call him, because he does like to channel his inner Brazilianness, I would say, with some slightly unorthodox aggressive plays, will be taken down early on, but at least the trade does come in. Ritz will fall as well. This is an interesting rotation coming, swap coming out. Hellranger and Sai swapping the positions almost near CD spawn, so the B bomb site was pretty much empty for a few seconds. The T could have walked in, but ATE not really looking to go for much map control. They will be playing this pretty straightforward. It's almost a minute on the clock as they come in charging, taking control of brackets. 3 players still waiting. Hellranger with a flashbang. Great flash, but not quite able to take advantage of it. He will, however, be able to place himself in an advantageous position. What a timing from Hellranger! Destroys Deathmaker and Kappa. And just like that, Hellfighter is left alone. He's like, where did all my friends go? They're all dead, Hellfighter. They're all dead. 2v4 now. They do, however, have a pretty good flank coming in. Hellranger should be careful. And he spots out Hellfighter. Hellfighter needs to win this duel, and he won't. Hellranger's going to get the kill, so one player remains. It is going to be Buster, and Sai will spot him out. No problem for Mr. Sai. Scores are tied. Entity have strung 4 rounds together, and here's the scary part. They've only lost 2 players in 3 rounds. That means their money is looking phenomenal right now, especially for the CT side. From Amaterasu. And that's making taking a ton of damage. Amaterasu with a Molotov as well. In the meantime, Sai is getting hunted down. P250 comes out, and Buster's going to mow him down. But guess who's ready and waiting? It's going to be Hellranger with a pick up an AWP. Buster's going to fall. Ritz with the op trying to get the kill. And Hellranger, he knows they're going to try and find him. But in the meantime, everyone's getting slaughtered. Breathmaker will fall to Hellranger, and one player remains. It is Ritz with the AWP. What can he possibly do? He's got no armor. The bomb is dropped as well. He can't pick up the bomb. However, Hellranger is sitting in the smoke. And Ritz, is he going to check the corner? No, he won't. Amaterasu will get the frag through those pipes. So the op will be salvaged as well. And Entity Gaming continuing their streak. The money is looking solid. And this wall being set up by them. ATE don't really seem to have an answer. And here's the thing with ATE. They've just been rushing into the sites. I mean, they take a call. They're like, all right, we're going to be going for an A hit, or we're going to go for a B wraparound, or for a B hit. They really haven't gone for any map control based pick style play yet. This could come and haunt them later on. However, for the time being, it is going to be a full buy coming out. Do let me know if you're back. He's not back.
No, weirdly, I am back, but I cannot connect to GoTV, so...
RIP.
Yeah, so now I'm not back. I think... Well, I mean, just carry on.
Alright,
I'll try to get back as soon as I can.
I'm used to it. I can do this. It's like the story of my love life. All alone. Entity. Sai opening things up again with the AWP. He does find Kappa 4v5 now. Nice flashbang there, but not quite taking advantage of it. That's one thing which is a tiny little pet peeve of mine. It's forgivable here because they do have so many flashbangs to work with. And many a times you see many, not just Indian teams, but Asian teams, and for that matter, even international, like even top tier teams who use their utility without any purpose behind it. Like that flashbang, sure, it made Sai reposition himself, but you know, and they do have a lot to work with, but no one really took advantage of that fact. No one tried to like peek in or just take a pot shot towards him. So it was kind of a wasted flashbang in my opinion. And you do see it many times as well with regards to Molotovs or smokes and whatnot. At least it is forgivable that just a flashbang. So, you know, you can always carry 2 flashbangs. It's cheaper nade compared to the Molotov or the smoke as well. So, Sai still holding towards the archway, just staring down brackets. And it looks like it's going to be a fake here. Now, how convincing this fake is, we don't know. Molotov will fail. It will explode in the air. Hellranger's staying put. Marzel's going to find Buster. Ritz finds Marzel. He has no idea where Hellranger is. Hellranger's going to get the kill. And meanwhile, the fake does work out. Amaterasu does get 1 kill before he gets taken out. It's all in Hellfighter. 1v3. He's got a smoke. He's got a Molotov. He's got a couple of flashbangs. The smoke will bloom. And it's going to keep Falcon in bay. Falcon just waiting patiently. There is a gap in between. Falcon's going to... What? Jumps up on the box and rips Hellfighter's head off while in mid-air. That's some John Woo level shit right there. Entity 6-4. They are looking unstoppable at the moment. And despite taking a couple of casualties, yeah, 16k on Hellranger, $10,000 on almost all the other players. They're looking very pretty at the moment. For ATE, after the first 5 rounds, their streak not just seems to have been snapped, they seem to be feeling a little deflated right now. Max loss bonus kicking in, that's $3,400 per round, and they get the bomb down, so they will be able to go for the buy. And now we do see Kappa with the AWP. Ooh, he's got a great read on this, and is he going to take the shot? Take the shot, take it! just above the edge of this way. He spots it. He spots it. He sees it. Does he see it? Yeah. Come on. Come on. He must have seen that. He must have seen that. I know I got X-ray, but I'm sure he would have seen just the top of, you know, that little turban Sai wears, or he used to wear once upon. Doesn't wear it anymore.
Hey, Bly, you're not alone anymore. I'm back, finally.
Saved. But yeah, 6v4. 6-4 are an entity. They're looking solid right now.
Yeah, I was watching the stream to so to speak. I mean, to stay sort of updated with what's been going on, but honestly, I couldn't because I was trying to fix the issues. But yeah, anyways, it looks like verifying integrity of game files fixes every single problem on the planet. So yeah, I mean, hopefully, I mean, you can fix Indian CS one day as well. But yeah, AT Gaming, you're right. They look a little bit deflated ever since losing that, and they're going back to another execute on the B-bomb side. Hellranger does get a frag before he is instantly traded out. Marzel, though, ooh, that Molotov has missed, and that's gonna cost them because Marzel, out of the shadows, is gonna rip Buster's head off, and he's staying alive for so long. But the backup, it's not coming. But Marzel, he doesn't need the backup. It doesn't matter. Kappa now left in a 1v4 unwinnable situation, and now he just walks out. And he's put to bed by Amaterasu. And that's a great round for me to come back to.
Jesus, how did he... Forget getting those kills, how did he even stay alive? Marzel. Great spray transfer. I hope we see a replay of that. That was just some great work coming out from him. I mean, that was pretty much a once and done spot, right? The second he got that first kill, those two players should have got the frag onto him. But Marzel doing God's own work. And again, Entity winning around, again, just losing one player. 7-4 now in AT. They're going to be feeling the pressure at the moment. Again, Max lost bonus, but didn't get the bomb down this time around. So we do see the CZ, I'm sorry, coming out in the hands of Kappa. Ritz, however, will open things up. He is finally going to find Sai. And here they come again, getting the first kill and then immediately looking to take fast control, but Falcon is ready and waiting. He finds a frag, and now Amaterasu in the smoke. Oh, he is getting hunted down. Ritz is just going to run and gun. Now Mars will have a lot of work to do, but Kappa's going to find him from the side. The flank comes in as Buster finds Hellranger as well. And that was a very quick round from ATE, catching Entity with the pants down, it almost felt like.
Yeah, I saw this in yesterday's game as well, right? The mid-fast take by Brutality on Entity Gaming. Entity Gaming were absolutely surprised by that as well. So AT Gaming definitely knew that. And I like that, you know, off the first pick on Sai, they basically were like, screw it, let's rush in. We got the first pick, let's just trade now. And I like that. AT Gaming finally can try to get back into this game, because even if they get 1 or 2 more rounds, right, it's going to be really, the whole half is going to be really good for them.
Indeed it will. And for AT, like you just said, if they even get to 6 rounds, they're going to be pretty happy with that. But then again, there is the argument that considering they were 4-0 up at one point, they will be a little disappointed if they just get 5 or 6 rounds. So still anyone's game at the moment. Entity, despite winning 7 rounds in a row, it's still 7-5, just 2 rounds separating these two teams, but things are heating up at the moment. So far, no initial contact taking place. Deathmaker Ritz taking control of apartments. Kappa making a lot of noise towards brackets, towards mid. Just going for the pre-fire spots, trying to find someone through the smoke. And Entity, they're pretty comfortable just relinquishing mid control here. Falcon with the re-aggress, nice flashbang, but no one to find. Now AT probably thinking, okay, we're not finding anything. They have a lot of map control, but they haven't found a single clue as to where the CTs are set up.
And unfortunately for AT, they don't even have that much utility left on them to execute onto any bomb site. Falcon there gets the first frag onto Ritesh, but he is instantly traded. And Sai, though, he's gonna get traded as well. But Amaterasu has maintained the man advantage from the pit position, gets another frag onto Buster as well before he's finally traded by Hellfighter. And now Hellfighter gets the bomb down. He's in a 1v2 situation. And Marzel and Hellranger just need to retake this together. Hellfighter gets double peaked by Marzel and Hellranger, perfectly played by them, and the economy is gonna again swing in the favor of Entity Gaming, but AT did get the bomb plants, so yeah. So at least 3 of them can buy into this, and they should, honestly, because they do need the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, the big risk here being if they invest everything into this round, which they will right now, if they lose it without even getting the bomb down, they're going to have this much to work with. There's going to be $1,900 on all of them the next round. So a lot resting on this round. One thing I wanted to point out in the previous round, Hellfighter in their 1v2, it was a little strange. He didn't opt to go for the box, like try and use that box to just go for the headshots instead of just going for the white peak when he knew there were 2 players. A little bit curious there.
I'm pretty sure he was trying to get a 1v1, right? He had no idea that both the players were retaking together, which is obviously the correct way to retake, but you never know. And the aggression now coming out by Amaterasu, but it's not panning out. Falcon does get a frag, does get a second, but he's traded out by Deathmaker. Deathmaker getting 2 of his own, and all of a sudden, ATE Gaming have the man advantage. Entity Gaming trying to force the issue. I like that, but unfortunately it did not work out for them.
Yeah, I mean, I was like aggression, but it looks good when it works out. When it doesn't, you're like, why did you do that? Well, why did you go for that aggression? But if it works out, you're like, what a play, genius. I'm a little surprised AT didn't just bum rush the A bomb side. The second got 3 kills, which is a smart move because Marzel was floating around. And Sai, he needed to stay alive there. Instead, he gets taken down. And Marzel, he can just go for this. There's no point saving. They have so much money. He can just try and inflict as much damage as he can and just try to go for exits here. He should be trying to go in and get at least 1 or 2 kills so that even though AT will win this round, that they have to rebuy back into it. And bear in mind, when they rebuy into it, if they have to go for that AK, they have to go for that helmet as well, the Kevlar and helmet, because they're going to be facing off against M4s, and the utility will be sparse. So whatever kill he gets here is going to be worth its weight in gold. Hellfighter playing right behind the old car planks. Man, I don't think Marzel was expecting this. He still somehow gets a kill, finds another one. Oh, Marzel, how do you do this? Now it's a 1v1, and Marzel's got Incendiary to work with as well. He's going for the pre-fire, 6 bullets remaining. He's got a kit as well, clearing out the corners, and I think, where is he going to be tossing this in? The flashbang is going to come out, and it is going to pop at Kappa. He's going to walk in. Yes, he does. Oh no! Oh! That was too close. That was so close.
But the work put in by Marzel there, even though he loses the round, exactly what you said, right? No ATE members survive, and just look at the buy that's going to come into this round. It's going to be scarce on utility. It's going to be a Galil or maybe even 3 Galils. And oh, that's the heartbreak point for ATE because they won the round, but they couldn't keep anyone alive. And there you go, 1 Galil, 3 AKs, 1 UMP, and just a full boatload of utility only on Hellfighter. This round is going to be harder than the last round for ATE to win.
Indeed it will. And Hellfighter already taking a lot of damage.
And Sai getting the first pick on Deathmaker as well, because it's going to make it even harder for ATE Gaming to win this round.
Sai is the sort of guy, like, if you keep him, you know, on a CD side, right? If you make him play passively, he seems to struggle when he plays passively with the op. The one tendency of his I've noticed. But on, let's say, the T side, or like, for example, the T side of Train, this guy with the op is insane. He's always been insane. And even here, right? He's been going for these aggressive picks towards mid, and it's been working out for him. But the second you keep him towards, let's say, towards pit, or towards coffins, or towards more passive angle, he seems to kind of struggle hitting his shot. It's weird. It doesn't make any sense, but it just side things.
Yeah. He's very JWS like. There you go, your example right there. Sai missing the shot when holding an angle. Kappa is going to take out Marzel as well. Sai missing another shot. Very unlike him. He does get Kappa through the box though. And he's going to fall back and he's going to try to stay alive because it is going to be a 4v4 retake. Make that a 3v4 retake because Buster has sneaked into CD spawn. He's going to get a frag. He's going to get a second on the Falcon as well. That's a massive misplay by Falcon. Finally, Amaterasu does put him down. Sai as well gets Hellfighter. And it is down to a 2v2. This is definitely doable, though it is a hard bomb site to retake. And now, Ritesh spots the gun barrel. He wants to go for the frag, but he's baited into that. Amaterasu gets Ritesh, and all of a sudden, Kappa's in a 1v2. He's gonna get a frag. Amaterasu looking the wrong way, but Sai getting his head ripped off by Kappa. What a shot. And he's gonna win that 1v2. 7 rounds on the board for ATE on the T side of Inferno. And they're going to be happy with this. They're going to definitely be happy with this because they looked absolutely clueless in the middle half of that, that half.
Absolutely. That was humongous from Kappa, especially that, I mean, he wasn't going for the one-tap, just going for his spray, but insta headshot coming in on the side. And Buster, got to give them credit where it's due. They didn't just go for a YOLO B play. Buster lurking in towards Archway, getting 2 kills. I did not expect him to get a second one. So great work from ATE. They're going to be pretty happy with this. Considering Entity managed to string 7 rounds together, but of the last 4 rounds, 3 of them going the way of ATE, and now they're going to be on a more favored side. However, we have seen what Entity can do in the T side yesterday. dissected that Brutality CD side. They were just completely, utterly outplayed.
Well, more than that, I actually think Brutality played that very wrongly against Entity Gaming, and hopefully AT has made some notes of that, because even before the game, in fact, I was talking to some of the Brutality lads, and even today, I told them that against Entity Gaming, just go aggressive, man. Just go aggressive, because if you don't give them the map control and you get a couple of picks early, they're not going to be able to do their glorious executes that they kind of heavily rely on, by the way. You're in third person, by the way. Yeah, there we go.
Try to make it cinematic. Ritz will spot players out, and it is going to be the Pain Train charging it towards mid, but a crossfire has been set up, and then Molotov from Kappa keeping the T's at bay. Falcon is the utility guy, and it's going to be Ritz with a kind of a fadeaway shot onto Mithra. So the C4's been spotted out as well. We have Ranger keeping Deathmaker at bay, wrapping on shots that Glock won't do much damage at that range, however. So early man advantage, and I'm not too sure what Buster was trying to do there. I think he was doing his best ostrich impression, like if I can't see you, you can't see me. But Sai will find the frag, and Ritz is still playing towards Cubby, as some plebs would say. He is baiting his team. But Kappa will find Sai while trying to cross on over all by himself, and now they haven't checked this angle yet. They need to, they should, but they won't, and Ritz will have no trouble punishing them for making such a very, very horrendous mistake, and Falcon seems to have lagged out inside of the gutter. So I don't think the round's going to be replayed, but we will be going for a technical pause. So scores are tied, 8-8 for AT.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate because the utility man was Falcon, and he's the one who timed out at pit while lining up that mid to left smoke, in fact. So that sort of sucks, but Ritesh did get the first kill before they called for the pause. So yeah, the round's not gonna be replayed. And I like that, by the way, by AT Gaming, and I like that by Ritz, that he went aggressive, right? And like I was saying, right in the build up to that pistol round, even in their gun rounds, AT Gaming definitely need to go aggressive into this into every single CD round, to be honest. Maybe a couple of rounds to change up the pace. They could play defensive, and you know, if they have some great crossfires at pit and at the A bomb side and even at B. But I honestly think that Inferno should be hyper aggressive. You should play Banana and Apartments aggressive. I know that sounds crazy, and I know a lot of people will call me out on it, that, you know, how can an analyst say that? But yeah, I mean, you need to kind of aggress two positions at one time in Inferno, because it's just that sort of map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also, like, it does allow you to play the pair game, right? And if you do have two players pushing him towards Apartments and two players towards Banana, or even a third guy, he can be a rotator, could be the floater, he can probably go early on towards B and early on towards A. It can definitely stifle the T side, so to speak, especially if you have Apartments control, if you have Banana control. What more can you do on the T side? You probably just have to, you know, pray to the gods and just rush in towards mid or Banana and just fall into a crossfire or trap. So yeah, it's rare to see that, though. And I do agree. I do agree with what the other sentiment you mentioned, that most people would say aggressing the extremities, both the extremities of a map on the CT side, is always you know, a risky proposition. And right now, looking at the score lines, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think anyone's looking for risky plays at the moment, though, for either of these two teams.
Yeah, being safe. And also, I mean, AT Gaming and Entity Gaming have lost a number of their games already, so they really need to win this. If they want to, you know, if they want to sneak their way into the top 4 spot and get to that LAN finale. So, of course, there's a lot on the line, and I like it that way. Every league game is important, unlike last year, where, you know, it was just for seeding, basically. So Entity Gaming is going to force buy into this, by the way, considering they did not get the bomb plant in the first round. And it does remain to be seen, though, now that if AT Gaming can repeat what they did in the first half and win their anti-force buy. True.
What worries me for Entity is the fact that 3 of the players they don't have a helmet. And this MP9 can, never mind. Sai's going to destroy Hellfighter, and that MP9 is not going to do anything. And they're going to just push into the smoke. They know just one player inside the site. And here they come charging in. The smoke's going to bloom. Deathmaker, what can he do? Can he make some death? No, he can't. Marzo will find him. Sai's going to find another shot at Ritz. Sai is just going off here. Was there a gap in the smoke? Even no, there's not. I think he got a shot through the smoke. And just like that, Kappa and Buster are going to run to the hills. Round is done and dusted. Entity Gaming win it, and all they take in total of damage is 14 plus 18. which is, my math's bad, but I think that's about 32, 34? Yeah. That's insane.
That is absolutely insane because, well, actually, no, it's 32. No, 42. Whatever. But Buster will get the frag onto Hellranger and he will keep that UMP alive. And the more important thing for there for AT Gaming was as well that the M4 had been recovered by Kappa because the M4 was the one who took that nasty shot through the smoke by Sai. And yeah, it does look like both the guns are going to stay alive and NT Gaming isn't really interested in the hunt, because it's going to force AT Gaming to force buy around these two guns.
Indeed. And they should go for it, of course. For Entity, though, the saved UMPs, the MP9s, and Hellranger debating what does he go with. I don't know, the rifle comes out. So, yeah, Marzel's going to upgrade to the AK-47. Hellranger's going to be dropped the MP9. So, roles have been reversed. And for ATE, another UMP in the mix. And Sai's feeling it. He's got the deagle out. He's like, you know, 1 digs, he's got to be feeling the blood flowing in you, right? And that's the thing with the deagle many people don't understand, many new players don't understand, is the fact that it's not a random gun. It's a gun, in my opinion, that is, it's heavily based on your confidence, right? It is a very confidence-based gun, and especially when a player like Sai, when he's feeling it, it can be quite dangerous. In the meantime, though, Entity getting a lot of banana control. AT have 3 players there. Deathmaker trying to dodge the bullets, but he will be whittled down to 58 HP. That sees that at that range can be deadly. And a well-placed nade with sandbags would do a lot of damage, but Entity just still holding the line. And here comes the flashes again. And his CT, they've just been blind half the time. Again. Oh my god, the flashes. And finally, Sai's going to capitalize on those flashes, making that MP9 sing. And Kappa's going to get a trade, but he's going to be instantly put down by Marzel. And I like that by Entity, though. They bided their time and they just kept the AT defenders at bay. They never let them actually re-aggress at Banana with a pop flash of their own. And now Ritz, he's kind of trapped here with that M4. He definitely wants to keep that M4 alive, but the smokes have faded. And escaping for him right now is going to be really, really difficult. Indeed it will, but I haven't really checked this yet. But here comes Falcon, and Falcon will get the jumping kill and a free M4 upgrade as well. Things are looking very sunshiny in the Entity side at the moment. For ATE, it's going to be eco time. Bear in mind, they went for the force by the previous round, so it is going to be an eco. We'll see a few pistols coming out, but then again, before we jinx it, Entity are infamous for their anti-eco, so let's see what they do here. Yeah, and two MP9s, well, an MP9 and a MAC-10 are still alive on the Entity Gaming side as well, so they're going to try to do the farming. And I also, a little bit of tidbit there, nobody wanted that M4A1S before Marzel stepped up. Falcon dropped it to Sai. Sai was like, nah fam, I don't like that M4A1S either. And Marzel's like, alright, I'll take it. Here you go, take my MAC-10 instead. And Sai does get a frag with that MAC-10. Amaterasu does get another one, gets 2 in fact, with the UMP, but he's finally put down. Hellranger, he's probably going to get these 2 kills as well. But unfortunately, only 3 of the frags... was it 3? No, actually 4 of them went to the UMP, well, to the SMG, so that's good. That's great. Yep, that's money in the bank. And Entity Gaming now 11-8, and AT Gaming finally gonna have a full buy. But because they force bought 2 rounds in a row, they have barely any utility going into this. Just look at that: 4 smoke grenades, 1 flashbang, 2 HE grenades, and 1 Molotov. It's basically nothing. No kits as well, and oh. Sai. That is risky. That is risky. Yeah. I don't think Sai kind of expected that, right? He was just like maybe hopefully looking there, and he was surprised by that jump across as well. And Hellranger, is going to get naded down to 53 points of health. Finally, the CSGO grenade again doing some sort of damage. So rare. Yep, it is. Not too sure what the use of this Molotov was, because Hell had cleared out sandbags, but you know, he is disposable here. He is going to be Mr. Information Man. He's going to be leading the charge, be the spearhead of this assault with that MP9, just trying to be disposable and gather information. And for ATE, they're playing this very, very passively, aren't they? Ritz playing towards Graveyard. He is playing, he's going to be baited out by his, baited for by his teammates, while he will hope to strike at the opportune moment. But this is what's interesting. Sai and Hellranger are trying to sell something over at the A-bomb side. Now, will Hellfighter rotate? Yes, he will. Toss in the smoke, he will rotate. And Sai just rattling off shots with that AWP. The flashbang is good on Kappa as well. He's going to be forced to reposition himself. And here comes a hit. Hellfighter will make his move back, and no one's pushing through the smoke. So a little slow from Entity. If they were really going for this fake, it's a little too late. Hellfighter, the time off, he will have to fall back. I think he got spotted out as well. He's going to be smoked off, and here comes a wrap around. And Ritz, he's in a rough spot. He's going to find Marzel, though, and it's going to be all in Ritz, but Ritz just finds 2 kills before he gets taken down. And the player in the pit, I think it's Buster, he needed to have done much more than what he did. And Sai, playing towards with the op all the way towards mid, will be cutting off the CTs coming in from brackets as well. Hellfighter has a rough job here. I think this round's pretty much done and dusted, unless Sai whiffs a shot, which he tends to do when he's holding a static angle.
I forget who it's like Michael Lele, isn't it? Or actually more like Draken.
Draken, yes.
To hit the nutty shots but miss the simple ones. But it does look like AT Gaming is gonna bow out of this round. They're gonna save these rifles and they're gonna try to come back in the next round with more utility, hopefully.
Well, it is excuse me, it is going to be $2,900, so UMPs are a possibility for Ritz and Buster. There we go. So I think they might just have to buy it for themselves. I'd like to see Kappa, Hellfighter, and Deathmaker purchase some utility.
Yeah, and AD Gaming, I have to say this again because they're making the same mistakes that Brutality made in the game that we saw yesterday. They're not going for any map control, and they're just letting Entity Gaming set the pace, set the tone of the game. And the more you do that, the harder it is going to be for you to win out those rounds, to close out those rounds. So I really hope we see some aggression coming out by AT now, and they are trying to aggress the banana, but they've been pushed back by those Molotovs. Kappa trying to ooh, he does hit Amaterasu through the half wall there, and that's gonna make Amaterasu fall all the way back to the bottom of the banana. And I like this utility usage as well, but I really think they need to aggress behind this. They have thrown the smoke down at bottom banana, but they're not doing anything off the back.
Oh, that peak! Oh, that peak! That was sexy! Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful from Entity. Sai getting boosted up, and it peaks. Sorry, it was a Kappa over the edge of the broken wall. Kappa did not see that coming. He did not see that coming, and now it's all in Ritz. He's pretty handy with AWP, but the flashbang is perfecto, and he will have to fall all the way back towards new boxes, and the Molotovs are going to be raining in as well. And I like how Entity are slowing down the pace. They're not committing. They're not just going to come charging in. But here it comes, and Ritzim misses a sitter, and it's going to be Marzel catching him out in the open. The bomb site has been wrested by Entity Gaming, and they have a 2-man advantage once more.
Yep, and it doesn't look like AT wants to go for this retake either. And Hellfighter and Deathmaker haven't even budged from their A-bomb side. They've just been sitting at the short position the entire time. Buster really needs to get out of here, but the smoke is his friend right now. He needs to hightail it out of there to keep this gun into the next round. But instead, the smoke's gonna fade. Buster gonna get peeked by Marzel. He's gonna get a kill though. He needs to stay alive, but I don't think Entity is gonna allow that.
He is trapped. Yeah.
And on the other side of the map, actually, Hellranger's on the hunt as well, but Deathmaker does make quick work of him. And Buster, he's gonna get taken down by Falcon. He overstayed his welcome.
That's painful, right? I mean, if you save 3 rifles, a force buy is way more viable than when you just save 2 rifles. So a timeout does come out from ATE, and they haven't won a single round apart from the pistol round. That's got to be a worrying thing here.
Yeah, but the force buy is going to come in because Hellfighter and Deathmaker will be able to drop a couple of guns over. So we're actually going to see a decent force buy and a bit of utility as well. This is actually more of a full gun round coming in by ATE this time. So hopefully, like I said, they go for the aggression. But Entity Gaming on the flip side, they look really, really comfortable on Inferno. I was actually a little surprised when I was looking at the veto that they did not go in for the Train pick. I think it was Train and Inferno towards the end. So,
yeah, I mean, they would usually go to Inferno, right? Train, I think, is their 3rd best map, I do believe, after Overpass.
Well, we haven't seen much of Entity Gaming on Overpass either, so...
That's true.
Yeah, so
everyone keeps batting it out against them. And like, I keep speaking to Moses like, hey, they ban all our maps, man. I don't know. But aggression coming out from the CTs, and this time the aggression will work out. They do have Falcon, and he's inside the gutter, and he's gonna be like, oh crap. He will make his escape. I love that from ATE. When all things fail,
I told you so.
Hold W and rush it, yeah.
This is what you do, and I liked it by them as well, by the way. They aggressed Banana as well as middle. completely catching Entity off guard because they had no idea. But Sai is going to get the frag onto Buster. That smoke was absolutely misplaced by one of his teammates there. Muzzle, in the meanwhile, as well gets another frag. And Muzzle sneaked in, but Kappa is ready for him. And it is down to 2v3, but it is doable. It is definitely doable because Sai on that op, he's a force to be reckoned with, to be honest. And I would like to see more of vintage Sai from, you know, from 2016's coming back.
What's really cool is the fact that Falcon, if he holds this line for a bit more longer, poor Ritz got completely debated.
I have no idea why he aggresses there. They have the man advantage. They have everything. Yeah. Now Deathmaker getting caught off guard as well, but he will make his way out and he's going to smoke it off. He can hear this as well. He's going to call for his teammate to rotate, but no, he doesn't. Deathmaker whiffing the spray at the back of the smoke. That's
not like this.
Oh my god.
Not like this.
I'm at a loss of words right now because they had everything going for them, AT Gaming, and then Ritesh with that play completely throwing the round away right there. He's the one who's put Deathmaker and Kappa in this position. And now Kappa is in an impossible position, 1v2. He needs to win this round because, well, the money's pretty broken.
They know exactly where it's coming from as well. And Sai, he's sitting pretty on 20 frags. He's top fragging in the server right now. He knows exactly where Kappa is, and he's got the angle. Falcon slowly peeking out as well. The information is conveyed, and oh no, Sai! But he still gets to kill. Sai's looking unstoppable. I gotta say this. I gotta give credit where it's due. Sai and Falcon, you know, we've been saying they've been looking very quiet. Even the games they've won, it's been primarily, you know, Sai did step up yesterday, but apart from that, Falcon stepping up, I think is pretty cool. Everyone's been doing a great job. Look at the frag distribution for Entity Gaming right now. 21 frags in Sai, and then we have Hellranger, who's been, you know, compared a little quiet, but has been getting a lot of crucial kills. But the rest of them, 16, 17, 14, that's a pretty nice spread overall. And then you see ATE, Kappa, Buster, and Ritz on 16 frags, but then Hellfighter, Deathmaker on just 6 frags apiece. So great work overall. Double nades come down towards Banana, but they will do virtually no damage. What?
Also, Falcon does get the first frag onto Ritesh. Ritesh had overextended all the way up at the benches at middle, and Kappa as well is going to get caught off guard. Buster, though, gets 2 frags back, but instantly traded by Marzel as well. And the A bomb site is ripe for the taking, but Deathmaker finally coming alive. And he's going to get 2 frags, and the C4 is down as well. But AT Gaming doesn't know that. Marzel, he could just hightail it out of here, but he wants to take the frag. Deathmaker gets 3 frags. Basically, I mean, Deathmaker has gone from 6 frags to 9. He's been having a rough game, but all of a sudden, a really important round coming out by him. And Entity Gaming, they repeat AT Gaming's performance. They lose an unlosable round.
It was kind of, I think, just to try and explain Marzel's decision making there. I think he thought there was just one player towards Banana. So he probably thought he could take the fight over there and then just rush in towards B. But yeah, 2 players being there. Not working out. Pretty back and forth round there. But in the end, ATE, they needed to win that round. They managed to do it. But here's the problem, right? If they lose this round, they're broken. They're completely broken. And Entity is going to be in map point.
Yep. And I do want to say, by the way, Marzel, you do say that he maybe expected only 1 player at the B bomb side. The thing was, 3 frags, you know, there were 3 down at A. So you should just go A, because at max 1 would have rotated in, right?
Yeah.
The little things right there. But of course, you know, he's the pro. I'm just washed up now, so
we're all washed about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just why we talk about the game. That's what happens to everyone, you know. Instead of getting, at least we're not getting, you know, put to the pastures and slaughtered or something. In the meantime, though, Sai will what?
Gets a frag through the smoke, I think. I want to actually see where that frag was. I'm going to fly around the map and figure that out while you talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, the frag was through the smoke at middle, on the on mid to right.
Wow. Okay. I mean, it's a comparatively easy lineup to make. A little surprised that Kappa would hold that angle. It's risky, right? You know, yeah, it was at the edge. But Sai is feeling it today. He's been instrumental with the AWP. And that frag is going to force 3 players to rotate towards A bombs. And look at the flashbang just pouring in. 2 players waiting right outside. Marzel's got to be leading the charge. He clears out pit. There's no one in pit. This is huge. This is huge. This amount of map control should not be allowed to the T's this early on, and Buster gets a kill, but he will get traded immediately, and Mars is going to jump in. He spots up. Oh. Not too sure what Hellranger was just going to the side with the C4, and all of a sudden now it's a 3v3, and the flank is coming in from behind as well. Ritz with the AWP, not the best of weapons to work with. But Sai, is he going to be ready for this is a question. Scoped in. Doesn't know where Ritz is, and Sai trying to go for the wall bang, and he's going to miss it. Ritz needs to do something here. Sai's trying to go for the jumping shot, and he's missing everything, and Ritz is going to come in from behind. He gets the frag, and now Marvel's like, alright guys, what do I do now? I was in the pit all this while, but you idiots had to go to the site with the bomb. And now he is going to get pushed out, then AT win. An interesting round.
Surprise round, yeah. Again, these rounds have been so back and forth. All the past 3 rounds, they should have been won by the other team, right? Entity Gaming had the two picks. They had pit control. They had 2 players in pit. They just had to wait and bide their time for those smokes to dissipate, and then they could have hit that site, hit the actual site. But instead, they tried to force the issue, and Deathmaker was just waiting there, mopping up the frags. It's surprising.
It was almost like, even when the bomb got dropped, it was almost like Entity went to panic mode. And Sai just going for some weird, the wall bang, which is valid, fair enough. But he could have just waited, like you said, waited for the smoke to dissipate, taken his sweet time, gone for it. But ATE, they cling on the precipice here with the battered, bloodied fingernails. But they do cling on, and that's what matters. Entity, though, they will have enough money to go for yet another full-fledged buy. Sai, once again, with the AWP, sitting on top of the server, 22 frags. So, full buy versus full buy. Once more, let's see what ATE got.
And somehow the default, the defensive plays from ATE working out, and I hope they don't rely on that for the entirety of this game, though. And I do want to see some of that aggression that we did see a couple of rounds ago, although they did throw that round, but still. Anyway, Entity Gaming.
Oh, that Molotov though, still not. What? I don't.
Through the half wall. 2 hits through the half wall. Wow. Hellranger didn't even want to move after the first hit. That's surprising. That's a little bit of a misplay on his part. Because, yeah, see, you can see the 2 bullet holes there. And,
see his face. Too deep. Never mind. Mars, in the meantime, gets a kill onto Kappa, so the trade will take place. So 4v4, and always in a map like, in any map apart from Nuke, 4v4 will always favor the T side. So the defense is split in 2. They have Deathmaker playing, again, a one and done spot. He needs to get at least more than 1 frag from the position, which will be really hard. It does have Hellfighter with the M4, but he will be smoked off. So is Hellfighter going to push in? No, he's not. He's going to be falling back. That means Deathmaker's got to do a lot of work, and he's doing so much work here. He's going to find a frag. Falcon's going to find Hellfighter, and Deathmaker's burning alive, and he's finally going to fall to Falcon. But look at the health on Sai and Falcon. They are internally bleeding. 1 shot, 1 bullet through the smoke, and Sai's done for. And Falcon as well. 27 HP is nothing, barely anything to work with. So this retake is already favoring ATE. Looking at the health, but
Ritz is on the up.
Yep, and they don't. They do have the kits, but they don't have any more utility apart from the 1 flashbang. So this is still doable for Entity Esports. But Sai misses the shot, or Falcon's going to find Buster, and he's going to miss a shot all on Ritz here. What can he possibly do? P250 comes out. He knows he just needs to land 1 bullet, and Sai is just toying with his food, and he's going to peek out, gets the kill, and Entity. What a round that was, a 4v2, and Sai and Falcon, they just snatch away whatever hopes and dreams AT have of somehow clawing back into this game, because the money is wrecked.
Yes, it is, and it does seem like their dreams are wrecked as well, because Deathmaker, he's finally come alive, by the way. In the last 3 rounds, or 3 or 4 rounds, he's gone from 6 frags to 14, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. And I was, again, by the way, I hang out a lot with the Brutality guys, and I was talking to them before this, and they were like, AT Gaming does have a chance in this game if Deathmaker and Hellfighter go off. And unfortunately, it's only Deathmaker at this point going off, and Hellfighter hasn't really showed up in this game. He's having a bit of a rough game, and it shows in the scoreboard as well, right?
Indeed. And 6 frags. I mean, I don't think he's got any frag in the past, what, 5 rounds now? Or something
more,
of that nature.
At least in the past 4 rounds, yeah, because he was at 6 with Deathmaker 4 rounds ago. So
indeed. So this is rough for him, but ATE, here's the thing, right? they really haven't done much. The T side, 7 rounds was pretty solid. That was something to definitely work with, but they got ecoed, and after that, they've just really struggled on the CD side. And Entity Gaming, they're doing such great work, just, you know, going for this contact plays, going for the executes. Yes, there were a couple of weird rounds, like when they lost that round where Hellranger ran into the A bomb side with the bomb. But apart from that, they've been looking very solid, looking for the initial picks, great usage of utility, and AT, they just feel like they're on the back foot every single time.
Yep, and this is a repeat of yesterday's game, by the way. It's exactly the same thing. AT is sitting at 10. Now, Brutality sat at 10 rounds around this time as well. And they had 7 rounds on the T side as well. So, it's literally the same game. And Buster, though, gets the first frag onto Marzel at the apartment's position. Some aggression, finally. And somehow, Entity Gaming, all of Entity Gaming is at CD spawn. While, yeah.
This is strange.
It does seem like AT is aware of this, but Hellranger he has an inkling that Ritesh is at this position, and I have no idea why I have been calling him Ritesh the entire time, and not by his nickname that is Ritz, because Ritz is actually easier to pronounce. But anyway, a little bit of a stalemate right now. Entity Gaming is just waiting for a couple of peaks, but Hellranger will peek out Ritz. Ritz does get a shot off, but Hellranger does survive. He does come out on the top of that.
Quick question now. What was Deathmaker checking coffins when Ritz was pulling that angle?
I have no idea.
That made no sense to me. There was no way anyone would be there. And then Deathmaker walks out. Falcon would find him. Retake's on its way, though. And
the retake has been stopped by Sai right there, picking off Kappa towards the CD spawn, towards Speedway. And now it's a 2v4. And Entity Gaming they know that both these players are coming in from the CD side. And through the smoke, into the deaths, into the waiting arms of Falcon and Hellranger, 16-10 in the favor of Entity Gaming again. Entity Gaming, looking really strong on Inferno.
You got to give them credit where it's due. Even when they lose, they don't have the man advantage, you lose a man advantage, or when AT seem to have a superior positioning or whatever, they seem to be able to grind the round out. A lot of composure coming up. For example, Hellranger in this round just holding the line, waiting patiently. But so many small little mistakes I'm seeing from AT that they really need to fix. For example, that in the last round, like I spotted out, Deathmaker looking towards coffins while their teammate's already holding CD spot. Like, there's no way anyone's going to be towards coffins. You might as well just double up with your teammate somewhere either towards banana or double up with him towards CD spawn. So it's a lot of small little mistakes. So I'm sure if they go back to this, they're going to be seeing a lot of they're going to be finding a lot of things they can fix. But Entity Gaming, 2 games back to back, they look like they're back right now, are they?
Yeah, I definitely hope for their sake that they are back, and it's good. I mean, it's good that Mirage has become their perma ban again, because I'm going to say that every single time we see ATE play. But anyway, that's enough from our end. We're going to go back to the studio where Vagish and Gautam are waiting for you. So that was enough from Blair and me. Adi, we'll see you again tomorrow.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, so Gautam and me were having a ball of a time here back in the studio watching Entity and ATE fight it out. Isn't that right, Gautam?
Yes, quite an exciting game. Sad to see ATE lose that game, but good fun for Entity.
Yeah, good Indian CSGO. Well, that sums up today's CSGO game. Entity won 16-10 against ATE. We'll bid you goodbye for a short while because we'll be coming back soon
for some Dota 2 action.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Turn around 3 times.
Okay, fine. I think that was not supposed to go on stream, but even if you guys saw it, it's just me scratching Gautam's hand. Hey, it's so much fun annoying Workaholic because he's literally like Clash Royale's giant. He'll just move forward. He
only hit buildings, right? Not the people.
Yeah.
Good analysis, by the way.
Yes.
But we have an exciting Dota 2 match today, and I am personally looking forward to this match.
So am I. My full support goes to the council boys from across the border in Bangladesh.
Yes, and Team Buriza, who's going to be representing India today in this best of 1 Dota 2. They don't have the opportunity like Clash Royale to do a best of 5. So why don't you, Vagish, introduce the teams?
Sure. Let's start off with Buriza. Let's get to know Team Buriza first.
Go Buriza. All right, so Team Buriza, who's actually from Delhi, but it's a Hyderabad-based team. So there's been a lot of back and forth on their movement. So I don't know.
It's a Hyderabad team based out of Delhi.
No, it's a Delhi team that is based out of Hyderabad. The kids are from Delhi. But they went to Hyderabad to play because someone set them up with the team house and the brand name and everything.
And great internet.
Yes, and great internet. Hyderabad had great internet. So that was good for them. And on the other hand, we have Team Council from Bangladesh. So why don't we take a look at those guys?
Well, that's Team Council from Bangladesh. We've seen them in the Challenger Cup in 2016. ESL
Challenger 2, to be exact. Challenger 2 in 2016 is in Bangalore is where they took their first victory.
Yeah, I mean, that's what
yes.
2016 Challenger was where they marked the, how would I say, the Indian turf with their presence and their win.
The thing was, a couple of points to be noted at that point was Council didn't have that much of a competition coming into that Challenger 2 because the top 2 teams had already qualified. So at that time, the top 2 teams were, what was Crowley's team that time? They've changed names so often. Invisible Wings, and the second team was?
I think, I forget. Wait.
Was it? Sorry? Beyond Infinity. Yes, it was BI and Invisible Wings. They had already qualified in the previous Challenger, so they did not need to come to this Challenger. Hence, Council kind of breezed through everything and destroyed all the Indian teams there. fairly solidifying their
In fact,
presence.
they've made their presence felt in the Delhi Masters in 2016 itself. When they came here, they were facing Invisible Wings, if you remember.
Did they beat them? I don't
No,
think
they
so.
did not beat them.
They lost
They
them
did
in the
not
final.
manage to win. They came close enough.
Yeah.
Sadly, they could not win. But it definitely sent ripples across the Indian DOTA scene and circuit that, hey, this team is here and they can be dangerous if you are A, overconfident about your team's prowess, and B, if you underestimate them.
Do we have standings? If we can have the standings.
Yes, we have standings.
So standings. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
The standings are up on the screen right now, and you kind of see where everyone stands. Council has not been doing well so far. They've lost 4 matches out of the 5 they've played. Only 1 win. I don't know who they actually ended up beating. However, on the other hand, Team Buriza is doing fairly strong. They've played 7 matches, 5 victories, and 2 losses. Vagish, it's sad to see Buriza on number 3 because, but however, look
How can it be sad to see Buriza on number 3?
I want Buriza to be higher than number 3.
Well, you have ROG Titans trailing Buriza. You
Yeah,
cannot.
but I think Buriza has the potential to be number 2. They've done really well in some of the LAN events. They've already taken first places in a couple of LAN events. Not particularly the Premiership. They've done pretty well in the DO Arena. That's where Buriza did well, and also Taiwan Excellence.
Yeah. I mean, sure. Signify, teams like Signify, ROG Titans.
Both the events did not have Signify, by the way.
Yeah.
And A5 won the DO Arena.
Yes,
and
they did.
Buriza came second.
Yes.
And Taiwan Excellence, Buriza came first.
Yes.
And the A5 actually lost right at the beginning of that
Yes,
tournament. It was
they
quite
did.
interesting
Yes, they
seeing such craziness that was happening in the Indian DOTA scene if Signify wasn't playing. So I am happy, excited, all ready.
Mixed
prepped up
feelings.
for this thing. We will not be doing the draft today. We'll leave the draft to the pros because Angela is not in today. As you can see, she's clearly none of us is Angela.
No, wait. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be beginning DOTA 2. No, she's going to beat me up if she sees
So
this.
we'll
Oh my
leave, We'll leave the
God.
draft to the pros. We'll let who's
Vivek.
Vivek and
Floki.
do the draft today. So please.
F Loki.
Have we done both? We're done, right? We're done. Yeah, we'll leave it to the pros to do the draft, guys. Take care.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to the ESL India Premiership. My name is Vivek. With me is Floki. You're watching the summer season phase 1, day 29, and we got Team Buriza facing off versus the Council. The draft already underway, Floki, and it seems as if Team Buriza have come prepared for this one. They've banned out some of the Council's go-to favorites.
They've banned out every single hero that allows Jin to control multiple units, but Jin, we know how he plays. So he's gonna build the Helm of the Dominator. Dota is too easy for him. And he will micro and he will still somehow do some crazy shenanigans. I'm quite sure of it, Jin.
Absolutely. Buriza looking quite strong in the course of phase 1. They've had only 2 losses so far. One loss was versus Signify, the other loss was versus Reckoning, but they've beaten most of their other opponents. They've beaten Akatsuki, they've beaten ADE, they've beaten Nefarious, Alpha, and Reckoning Infinity. And I'm sure you remember their previous game versus Akatsuki, which...
Oh yeah, I do. That was all but a tiny show, man. Like, holy crap.
Absolutely, we got a half day, and I think
let's not. Let's cut them some slack. I mean, I'm quite sure that Akatsuki probably had some issues going on for themselves.
Absolutely. Yep, it was a rough day for Akatsuki. Buriza are also one of those teams that have more than one member in the team photo smiling. Micro, Helm, and Butter all have got big, nice smiles showing off their pearly teeth here. But back to the draft. Council, I want to tell you something, Floki. We've been watching and following Epicenter, and we've been talking about how the 2-1-2 laning meta started to develop. Council ran 2-1-2 lanes before other teams played 2-1-2 lanes. They've been running them since the past 2 years, so they are familiar with running those kind of lanes. But they only run them with very certain heroes like Chen plus Sand King. Or Sand King +1. They have a very fixed way of running those side lanes.
Yeah, given the recent drama regarding players getting patch information beforehand, I think it's safe to say that Council probably got the patch information 2 years prior, and they were just preparing for this patch all along.
Absolutely. And
Council for
then
TI8, boys.
the next Thursday came, and then everything went wrong for them.
Oh yeah. Oh boy. I mean, it is
But
Ice Rock, so Council
yeah,
go with the Pugna against Leshrac. That's really, really good. I'm just gonna cut you off and talk about this for a bit.
why?
So the Pugna Netherward is, of course, extremely great against Leshrac, who likes to spam his spells. The bigger part of Leshrac is also that his mana cost is extremely high on his spells once they hit their maximum level. I think Lightning costs around 140 mana now. Also, the Split Earth costs an upwards of 150 mana. So just casting those two spells brings our lovely Disco Pony down to around 300 health. And on top of that, you add the fact that Leshrac is not a very tanky hero. He's actually rather squishy. This forces him to build items like the BKB, which he doesn't often diverge for. Diverging for those items can actually be quite dangerous, and Council will go for the Tinker. So this is going to be a Tinker that's going to be hard to catch, because if you look at Buriza, all the catch really is the Earthshaker, and maybe if they get lucky, they can clip the Tinker with the Ice Blast and cancel his Blink.
Storm Spirit?
Storm could be here, but Storm is actually not that bad here. Now that you mention it, Storm could be amazing, in fact. But this would mean that it's gonna be the draft are gonna be super weird with the Storm Spirit. They're gonna have to send Lesh on support along with Apparition. Then you have an Underlord and Earthshaker both looking to play core. And I don't think that's probably going to happen for Buriza. So if they do pick the Storm, they will counter the Tinker, but how are they going to run their lanes? Because you have an Underlord, an Earthshaker, a Disco Pony, as well as the Apparition.
Okay, yeah. So both the supports seem to be the Ancient Apparition and the Earthshaker. If I'm not mistaken, I think Leshrac will be played as a core. Haven't seen core Earthshaker in a while, which means that they're looking for a safe laner. This is a mid Leshrac, a safe laner that can deal with the Tinker. Void,
yeah, we
maybe,
might
I don't know.
see the Slark come in here, actually. I don't think the Slark would be too bad for Buriza.
But the Slark doesn't really help Siege. I mean, he's going to get so controlled in these fights, and I think...
Yeah, they're going to go... Okay, yeah, Anti-Mage is a much better pick, in fact. Anti-Mage does very, very well against the Pugna, the Tinker as well. The only problem he's going to be having is that these lanes are now 2-1-2. So if he has a rough laning phase, it could be extremely difficult for him to recover. Remember, the Battle Fury actually costs 300 gold more now, so that is also something that you have to account for if you're Buriza. And
so
Tinker
mid Leshrac versus the Tinker.
Yeah, a mid Leshrac versus Tinker. I think I'd like to say this matchup is relatively even, but the Leshrac pulls ahead once he hits level 6, because any rotation from Buriza, like a simple fissure, and Tinker will end up falling at level 6, or even earlier, in fact.
Right.
So, but the good thing about Tinker is that he can just flash from jungle camp. So as soon as he hits level 6, I expect him to probably get rearm and move around the jungle to sort of make sure he doesn't get ganked and caught out by the supports on the side of Buriza.
I'm not too pleased with the supports coming out from the side of Buriza as well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they've got team fight presence, but as far as the lanes are concerned, they're not going to be doing as much as, say, a Sand King, a Witch Doctor, and a Pugna. Which is why I think we might see Team Buriza run a more conventional trial lane here. Because just the Ancient Apparition and the Anti-Mage versus what I think is going to be Pugna and Sand King, they're going to have a really hard time. I think the Anti-Mage will be run over if he's not got the Earthshaker to help him out. And even with the Earthshaker, it's going to kind of be hit or miss. One of the other things that a lot of teams have been doing in Epicenter, because of it being an offlaner +1 in the offlane, is that they just send the safe laner to the hard lane and they give their 3 position the safe lane. So, I mean, just to simplify it in relation to this game, it would mean sending Darshan and the Underlord to the safe lane and sending AM top.
That wouldn't be too bad of an idea, to be honest.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Luna,
Send AM top with supports.
Yeah, and the supports on the side of Buriza, I'd like to say they're actually slightly worse than the ones on the side of, I mean, the council. I mean, this is no rocket science. You just look at the Witch Doctor, you look at the Pugna. No, if Pugna is support, I'm not sure who the support is here. We have seen Animal and Jin constantly swap those roles.
They're kind of fluid about
it's like there's no
the
particular 3 on the side of council. There is a 5, but there is no 3 or no 4.
They don't like labels. They
Oh, yeah.
moved beyond them.
In fact, they are just keeping up with the trend, you know. 2018, don't want to offend anyone, not label people.
Absolutely.
Double mango.
So Jin just ran through to scout out the lanes. I think he's confirmed their suspicions that it's gonna be the anti-mage and the safe lane. So Council wanted to check if they're running the AM top. And the way Council want to respond to this is they're gonna run an aggressive tri lane. Now, it's gonna be extremely crucial as to how Team Buriza deal with this. For starters, they're gonna end up losing Helm on the Ancient Apparition. And when they make a lane switch, they've got to be extremely careful as to how they make that lane switch. Because sort of just TPing up top is not going to be effective because the Council can just TP back to respond to that.
Yeah, this aggressive trialing is actually extremely great for the Council because you look at the Apparition, there's nothing he can do. These heroes just start running at him. The Sand King runs at you. The Witch Doctor will run you down with the cask. And the Apparition, what does he do? He has Chilling Touch level. He has Chilling Touch level 1. He doesn't even have the Cold Feet, so there's no way he can actually stun people, hold them in position. Or maybe with the Ice Vortex, slow things down. And
Exactly. So what Team Buriza are trying to do is maybe sack the safe lane and try and apply pressure mid. Yeah, so they've got the perfect Fisher. This is going to force out a rotation from the Sand King. And this is a little bit of space for Saurabh in that safe lane.
Yep. Well, Micro should be having a relatively decent time against Susmoy. But Susmoy, he could certainly pull ahead once he has a few levels going for himself. The March spam is not something that Leshrac deals with very well.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can toss out the lightning, but it's going to take a toll on your mana pool.
Yeah. Yeah, this could actually be one of those games where you skip the heat-seeking missiles, pick up the March, and down bottom. You spoke of how the Ancient Apparition can't do much. He ventures to the side of his lane into the trees and he's going to lose a lot of HP. Animal, keeping track of the Ancient Apparition, has the Burrow Strike, finds another kill.
Man, those creeps are traitors on the side of Buriza, just blocking poor Apparition in their help, not finding a way to run away.
Yeah, down bottom, Saurabh is going to be able to, he's going to be forced to blink back. Butter does TP in, which is the correction that Buriza had to make from the very beginning. Or they've got to switch lanes.
Oh yeah, this is absolutely atrocious for the AM. I think he just try and go top and make Council spend time chasing this AM around. I think that's the best they can hope for at this point.
AM shouldn't TP top. He should ideally look to walk top.
I think even if he goes top and then forces a TP, at least farms one way before forcing those TPs. That'd be good.
Yeah, but I don't know how that ends up working in the long term. But yeah, Floki, I want you to talk a little bit more and tell me why the Ancient Apparition and the Earthshaker are not the correct supports for this kind of game.
Okay, I mean, we're gonna have to talk a bit about statistics and what the base stats are for each hero. If you look at Butter, he is a melee hero with 57 base damage, has boots but has no stout shield, so every single time he trades he's not gonna come out on top. Also add the fact that he only has 2 armor level 1, so right clicks do hurt him. Bottom lane, that actually does get blocked. Anyway, I'm gonna continue on my
well, they're going in, 2-man burrow. Maltic is there. And Team Buriza, they've got to be careful. Look at this. Saurabh tries to get involved in this fight early, doesn't find too much.
Yeah, he's gonna need the mana burn if he wants to do some work. He does have it, but I think putting those extra points in spell shield, putting that one extra point in spell shield early on does give him a lot of value against the Maledict.
So yeah, I want you to go back to why these supports are the best. So the Earthshaker can't trade.
Yeah, okay, so first he can't trade. Second, he is nothing more than a walking Fisher, to be honest. Like, he can come and try to right click, but he doesn't really provide any value because his damage is decent.
So you do the Fisher, but there's no follow-up coming out from your core. Like, AM can't do much with the Fisher.
Yeah, AM
not
can't
in the
do
lanes.
Much. Apparition can't do much either. If there was something like a Kunkka that could follow up and this Earthshaker was maybe an offlane Earthshaker, then you could like justify, oh yeah, that the Earthshaker pick is decent here.
Right.
And then you look at the Apparition, he just has Chilling Touch level 1, so Susmoy might actually end up falling here.
Yep. Split out perfectly timed. Well, I think what Buriza recognize is that they can't do much for the AM, but they can certainly try and win mid.
Oh yeah. I think a lot of teams, when they are on this tire, they place this Observer Ward to the left of the Dire, no, to the right of the Dire tier 1. Instead of doing that, I think if they place it to the left of the Dire tier 1, it'll give them some vision of the high ground and spot out incoming ganks from the side of the Radiant. I'd like to see
it kind of depends as to how you read the lanes, right? If you if you envision the supports being bottom, you want to place it to the left. I think what's another thing that you got to account for is that I've almost been watching all these epicenter games. We've been casting a bunch of them, but if you're looking at how ganks take place at mid, it's no more just one hero moving mid. It's literally
multiple.
Yeah, it's both supports moving in from both the east and the west. Also, Susmoy, I mean, he's now started putting points into March the Fisher though. Perfect from button, nearly perfect in fact, but Susmoy will manage to get away, turns around, drops the laser. Lightning Storm though will secure the kill in Micro. Good chase for Mo. This time the Splitter's off the mark. He's got the Lightning Storm. Butter, he'll try to run him down. He's got a Fisher again in another 3 seconds. Animal should end up falling. He pops the Sal. There's Micro with the Lightning Storm. And that's a double kill for the Leshrac.
Yes, Leshrac is having a really good start, and this is scary for Council. You hope that your partner is doing well at this point, but look top, he is level 5 but doesn't have any points in the Netherworld. So early on it's going to be a bit difficult for Council to punish this Leshrac, but as the game goes on and as the partner gets leveled, it's going to get a lot easier.
I think even though we both agree that Buriza have the greedier lanes, they're actually not doing that bad. They're winning mid, they're trading even up top nearly. And Saurabh, I mean, he's just about 5 CS behind the Luna.
But the Luna factor is still running for the side of Council. What the Luna factor is essentially is that the Luna is going to get bigger, she can fight earlier, and she's going to reach a peak rather early on. So even though Leshrac is having an amazing time, if Death has a better time, gets his BKB, he can just run down all the zeros on the side of Buriza. Because you look at Buriza's heroes, except for Anti-Mage, none of them have decent ways of escaping. You're relying on an Underlord ulti.
Do you think he does Hurricane Pike BKB? Is that how...
Probably not. You still want to get your Mask of Madness, farm up a bit, and then around the 27 minute mark, disassemble the Mask of Madness, get yourself a Butterfly. Hurricane Pike, this game has its merit of course and breaking cold.
So you say, what would you like to see him build really?
Yeah, so I'd like to see him build a Mask of Madness followed by a Dragon Lance into a Manta BKB or a Yasha BKB, then followed up with a Manta and Pike. At that point, it's going to be a lot better to have the Pike, because that's when you really start looking to break cold feet, when your BKB charges start to drop a little bit lower.
Mask of Madness, Dragon Lance, hopefully by say the 18-minute, 20-minute mark at most, and then see which way the game is going.
Oh yeah, I think he can actually just skip the Dragon Lance entirely though and get it a bit later on if he so desires. The Mantis style is pretty decent.
Up top, Jane dropping low, he's got the Life Drain on cooldown, he's gonna end up falling, while Micro solo kills Tinker at mid.
I mean, this is the problem, right? This is what I was talking about. Leshrac, when he gets his level 6, comes online with the Pulse Nova, and he just has to connect his stun, which is actually pretty damn easy once you have a lot of points in the Lightning Storm. Because Lightning Storm is a 1 second slow, and it's a 75% slow, so it makes landing the stun all the more easier. Susmoy, at this point, you really wish he had a Soul Ring and was able to jungle, but all he has to his name is a Magic Stick, a bottle, and an Alt Talisman.
I also really wish he didn't put those 2 points into the heat-seeking missile.
Oh boy, and
I'm gonna look up top where Jane, caught in the bit of malice, slowed down, controlled by the cold feet, will end up falling. Darshan with an additional 70 damage courtesy that Atrophy Aura.
Oh yeah. And also the fact that he had Chilling Touch up on him.
Oh, yeah.
Really helps you. There's also one thing that I want to point out is that Susmoy is actually half the net worth of Micro in the mid lane.
So although Council had the better draft as far as the lanes were concerned, they're still losing 2 out of 3 lanes. I want to look at the mid lane, and I think they're losing mid partly because of Susmoy's skill build, and obviously because of Micro just outplaying him at a certain level and those rotations coming in from the supports.
Yeah.
But the other thing that you got to factor is that they haven't really shut down Saurabh. So the aggressive try isn't very aggressive, beyond killing Helm, which is meaningless. And these supports, they aren't winning mid, they aren't really shutting down the enemy safely now.
I mean, you look
I'm
at
kind of worried for the Council. The best thing that the supports could do right now is stack, but instead they're just chilling mid, hoping that they're there when Buriza make a play onto the Tinker again.
If you look at the Tinker, he's died 3 times already, and he didn't buy out every single time before he died. If he bought out, those sets could have probably meant nothing, but every single time, Susmoy gets gone upon, he's unable to buy out, and as a result, keeps losing his gold. You also add the fact that Luna hasn't actually done as well as she should have. I mean, you look at Underlord in top lane. Despite being against a Pugna, he has nearly 48 last hits at this point, and Luna only has 36. I mean, 37 for now.
Yep.
So you idly want to see this Luna have a bit more farm. And Dead Sea try to do something. I think he tried to pull the creep wave towards himself, but it's not gonna work out.
Wait, was he trying to pull the Radiant creep wave?
Yeah, he's trying to pull the Radiant creep wave, but it's not gonna work.
I think Deads has never played the off lane all that much, because when you try and pull the Radiant creep wave, I'm gonna get back to that later, because mid lane they're trying to bring down Micro. This could be worth a lot of gold. They want to give it to the Tinker, but it's Lost Rider who claims that dominating streak.
Well, the good thing is Tinker gets some XP, he's gonna get close to level 7. And there's also this one thing that a friend of mine does a lot whenever he plays Tinker. He always picks up the Dome of Knowledge, and he hits the jungle. Maybe Susmoy looks to do something similar given the fact that he has had a bit of a pickle here in the mid lane.
Yeah.
He's been in a bit of a pickle here, he's not had a pickle. He would be very happy if he would be having a pickle and playing the game.
Council, they're trying to shut down Darshan. Spot from the high ground, they got the cast, the Maledict is available, but the Bow Strike will not reach. And now Team Buriza look to turn this around. Decrypt, Blast, Life Drain, but look at the Witch Doctor, he's dropping low, he pops his stick or wand, tries to stay alive, but then burst damage. Just a bit too much in Micro. He'll run down Jane, get himself a double kill. Darshan, affected by the Maledict, will take down, but Micro might just get himself a third. They lose the Underlord, but they find 3 kills in return. And this is a Leshrac, which is boots and a couple of null talismans.
And he also is getting very, very close to his Yule Scepter. Once he has the Yule Scepter, he can land those stuns quite easily. Susmoy is also going to have to be careful because he doesn't have his boots of travel yet. So Micro can literally just run up to him, hurl him up in the air, land a stun, and kill him all by himself.
You play a lot of Tinker. I've watched a lot of Tinker and played a lot of Tinker. You want to be getting your BOTs by at least the 12-13 minute mark. Soul Ring or no Soul Ring.
Yeah, ideally that's where you want to be if you're a Tinker.
He's getting his Soul Ring at the 10 minute mark.
So you go for the Soul Ring in 2 cases before
they might find Susmoy. The Haste Rune. The Haste Rune.
Yep.
Anyway, he's been forced to pop it, and now with Lost Rider and Animal sitting on the Radiant side of the river, they could try and turn things around, but no. Well, these supports, they aren't applying pressure on any part of the map.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Animal, you look at Witch Doctor, they haven't done too much, but they might do something in the bottom lane. But Butter is here with the Fissure.
Yeah, this is when the Fissure starts becoming useful. It becomes useful to disjoint a gank, but it's very hard to actually help Saurabh lane. It's useful to keep Saurabh alive instead.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by Butter's kill build. He went for more points into the Aftershock instead of getting more points into Fissure.
It increases stun duration, but Fissure, by leveling Fissure, you increase damage. It increases stun duration and a little bit of the AoE of the Fissure.
The thing is about the Aftershock build, you really want to do it when you're in the offlane and you can get those guaranteed totems off. In these situations, it's sort of unreliable to say the least.
They might find Animal. There's the Fissure. Ice Blast. It did connect. I don't know if the blast itself did connect, but the Council, they're looking to turn things around. They should find Butter. Butter will probably end up taking down to the Maledict, while Helm tries to find the kill, gets controlled by the Butter Strike, takes down to Deaths, but Micro TPs in, cleans up onto the Sand King. They're looking for more. They got the Pit of Malice coming in. Darshan with the rotation will help find this Luna, and the Yule Scepter from Micro sets up perfectly. Saurabh getting the kill for himself with that Mana Void. So despite the aggressive trial lane that he was up against, Saurabh, he hasn't died a single time, and now he's ahead of the Luna in terms of net worth.
Oh yeah, I mean Saurabh, this is something that Council didn't do very well. It was shutting down Saurabh by killing him a lot. Sure, you limit his farm, but you don't really kill the anti-mage and set him back now, so he still gets levels, and he can assist his team with the Mana Void. He's also sitting on... Yeah, he's bought himself a Demon Edge, so he's getting closer and closer to his Bat Fury. Let's do some quick math here. He's only 800 gold away from it at this point.
Look at this. Micro moves into the Council jungle, sets up on Susmoy. And 13 minutes in, his Boots of Travel nowhere in sight.
Oh, yeah.
Up top though, Earthshaker dropping low. Animal though, tagged by the cold feet, will have to run. There was a life drain trying to keep the Sand King alive. But Jin thought the better of it, and Animal should probably end up falling. The Nether Ward is there, but the Firestorm, along with Helm, more than enough to bring down the Sand King.
That was some weird pathing there. Animal, he bottle striked into the trees, but for some reason he came back out of the trees, and yeah, he actually ended up falling because of that.
Yeah.
That's something you probably want to look at the replay and check. Was that you right-clicking incorrectly, or was that a bug by Valve? Because
I think that
it happens at times. Maybe.
Oh, could just be a bug.
Yeah, they are stacking for this Luna, but the problem is the Luna can't clear the stacks. The Luna doesn't have a Mask of Madness at this point. Only sitting on a Lifesteal Mask. And look at this sword back to the point of DD.
Don't! Blink is on cooldown. No, come on.
He's afraid of fighting a DD anti-mage. I think that's the right call, to be honest.
Okay.
Top lane, while we are talking about this, Jin is just dying again and again. 0, 4, and 1 on his Pugna. Not his fault really, he's just been pressured all the while.
They might lose Lost Rider as well. The cold feet, nah, one proc, no Fisher coming through either.
I mean, what's Animal doing? That's what I'm curious about. I mean, he's just been running around in circles on this entire map, not really getting much done on his Sand King.
Right.
If you're the Sand King, you probably want to have a TP just at the ready every single time you see enemy supports making an aggressive play.
And now
TP
he's calling out his TP.
Punish.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, the council, they had the right idea, but the execution so far has been poor.
Yeah.
They have one window, and that is when the Tinker gets his Blink Dagger. I mean, I'm gonna say Tinker with his Blink Dagger, not Sand King with his Blink Dagger, ideally, because he's gonna take a lot of time to get it. He's sitting on 170 gold 15 minutes in, nowhere close to the Blink. So Smoy on the other hand.
Up top though, they're prepping for Jin. They've got the Yule Scepter, the Fisher off the mark. The Ice Blast will miss Jin. Could look to turn with the Life Drain, and there it is. The Saki under the left rack, but the damage is there from the Firestorm. They'll get the kill onto the Pugna. Lost Rider channeling the Dead Ball. Animal with the Bounce Strike controls Darshan. They should find the Underlord, but he's got a pipe. One charges as well. Will drop the Firestorm. No Dark Rip for him today, and he's gonna end up falling. Butter just drops a Fisher to zone them out, but Micro's out of here. That's what matters for the side of Team Buriza. While Butter, he's being run down. There's an Ice Vortex on the ground. He'll turn around with the Enchanter, and the Eclipse is there. Helm might end up falling. They get the kill onto the Ancient Apparition. They're looking towards Butter. Micro cuts in from the north, sets up with the Earth Splitter. The Fisher's there as well, and the Pulse Nova just doing so much damage. Butter deny that kill towards the Council, who find themselves the Ancient Apparition, the Underlord, and the Earthshaker, which isn't too bad in retrospect.
Yeah, but they wasted so much time looking for those kills, and the Underlord, sure he died and Apparition died, but Butter denied himself, so he just spent, like what, 1 minute just chasing around for 2 kills on an offlaner and a position 5. Which had your carry involved, mind you. Tinker wasn't farming away all this time, but he does have his boots of travel now.
And honestly, that was more an error on the part of Team Buriza. The Yule Scepter absolutely negating both the Fish and the Ice Blast from Micro. I mean, Micro's Yule Scepter, yeah. He's recognized it. My bad is what he's going to be spamming in team chat. Anyway, look at this. Butter's got his Blink Dagger at the same time as Tinker picks up his BOTs.
Yeah, well, we all know what's going to happen next. You've seen that story before, and...
look at this. There you go. Butter mimicking GH God to the fullest. Sets up for a kill on a Susmar.
Sick Fisher there. The best Blink Dagger really could possibly ask for if you are Buriza right now. Pick up a kill on the Tinker. Show him that you have a Blink Dagger and stab him to death with it.
Yeah. I really like how Buriza are approaching the game altogether. They've got the right idea. They recognize that they were up against a rather difficult aggressive tri lane, and they instead try and focus on winning the other 2 lanes. And Saurabh just minimizes his deaths in the safe lane. So I'm going to tell you guys a very fun story about Saurabh. Do you know what his nickname is, Floki?
Nope.
Okay, so his nickname is Pani Puri. Do you know why?
Why?
Because his father actually ran a Pani Puri stall. And that's his background. And he got into esports. His house was attached to his father's stall. And now, I still vividly remember his Juggernaut performance earlier on in the ESL India Premiership.
That is actually so commendable right now. I mean,
absolutely. This is a Humans of Bombay story.
Indeed. I really want to see this story on my Humans of Bombay page.
Absolutely.
On my Facebook.
And look at that! Despite being up against an aggressive tri-lane, he's kept the farm going. He's almost up there in terms of net worth. But near the Rosh pit, there's an Ice Blast coming through, doesn't quite connect on anyone. Micro tagged by the Maldic, turns towards Animal. They've already bought down Lost Rider. The Enchant Totem will miss, but the Fisher will not. And they clean up together. Find themselves both the supports on the side of Team Council, or the Council, and that's... It's got the Mask of Madness and their Dragon Lance, but...
Yeah, you
where
probably
were the
want Luna to
stacks?
have more farm. You want Luna to have more farm. She doesn't have enough farm at this point for someone who's had quite a free lane, in all honesty.
Yep.
You should be having more losses in the anti-mage. Come on, you had an aggressive tri lane. You were shutting down the anti-mage. There should be stacks, there should be a Mask of Madness, there should be efficient farming. But we don't see any of that.
Yeah. It's very important to understand what's going on with your side lanes, right? You want to be winning either one of your side lanes. Pugna versus Underlord, it's not a matchup that the Pugna can win. And then you got the aggressive tri lane. If you're not winning that either,
what are you really doing?
What are you really doing? Obviously, I want to point at Susma's skill will. I don't think he should have even taken those 2 points into the heat-seeking missiles early on. Just keep spamming the march, keep pushing the wave. That's all you had to do.
Yeah, and the worst part is that Jhin actually got shut down. He was the only hero on the side of the council who can actually do something. But Buriza recognized that perfectly, and they went top 4 times, killed off Jhin, and Jhin,
absolutely,
as a result, is sitting on scraps of items right now. Just an Aether Lens, Soul Ring.
Aether Lens, 20 minutes in. Yeah, it's not too impressive. He's building towards a herd, but...
And look at this ambitious smoke by Buriza. They don't have any aggressive vision around the map. All they see is Micro and Underlord. Yeah, I'm sorry, I mean Council, not Buriza, my bad.
They have smoked up now. There's a lot of gold if they do manage to kill off the Slush Rack, but I'm not too sure if they will find him. They'll find Butter though with the Power Strike. The follow-up on its way, the Ice Blast setting up for an Echo Slam. Butter lets the Fisher down, walks ahead. The death ward is there. Butter's gonna fall. I think that was the Eclipse committed, and that very same Eclipse might set up for a kill onto the Underlord. But Micro wrecking havoc elsewhere. I'm keeping my eyes on Darshan. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Butter uses the Echo Slam, sets up for Micro's monster kill streak as they bring down both the Pugna and the Tinker, an animal. He's going to TP himself to the high ground and get the hell out of there. Darshan didn't even end up falling. So all they found was an Earthshaker. An Earthshaker bought back.
And Echo Slam the Tinker in the face.
And Echo Slam the Tinker. I think Buriza are absolutely okay with that.
I mean, all you really found was Butter, and even then Butter buys back.
So I
took
took a
kill
look.
on Jhin, you get the kill on Susma.
Yeah, I took a look at the fight recap. So Buriza did like 3,000 odd damage, and the Council did around like 5,000 damage or so. A lot of that must have probably been onto Darshan.
Micro? I saw what Micro did you?
Did he pop his BKB?
No. It was something slightly worse than that. He popped his TP and cancelled it at the last moment.
That's forgivable.
Yeah, that's forgivable.
But yeah.
He's testing out the Chinese teleport scroll.
Absolutely.
Has the BKB, but trust his BKB, not its teleport scroll.
Yeah. He's played a lot of the Perfect World server.
You know what they say about Chinese BKBs?
The true indicator of a good team, and this is what I'm looking for in Buriza, is how they close the game and how they keep this advantage going. For now though, they're going to find Animal.
I mean, this is just Buriza playing with the food right now, in all honesty.
Right.
Council is the food and they're just messing around.
So,
Buriza, if they want, they can just march into the rush, but they have a Lesh Rack. They can take it down fairly well with the Edict and the Pulse Nova.
Yep.
That is an option that they have available, and they're even going to find the Arcane Rune for Lesh, so... certainly a possibility that we could be looking at. Lesh for the
but Floki, there was a timing that you mentioned, and it's the Tinker's Blink Dagger.
It's coming in soon. Yeah, because now he's going to get a bit more mobile and he's going to get a lot harder to catch. He's still 50 gold away from it, and if he... yeah, okay, he's just going to sell his stick and buy the Blink Dagger. Okay, 22 minutes in, Blink Dagger, Soul Ring, Tinker. Not really what you want, but you got to make do with what you have, and that's what Council are going to do now. Good thing is that it's going to be a lot difficult for Buriza to push. So if nothing, at least the game will go on for another 10 minutes if you're Susma. But you have to make sure you don't get caught out by the Earthshaker. That's where you start looking for the good wards by supports. Wards placed on cliffs, on high grounds, where you can see the Tinker.
And hopefully
more
catch him
specifically, yep, the Tinker Ward. Oh,
well,
as I
bottom
said,
lane, Butter, Echo Slam setting up for the Ice Blast, the Enchanter. Perfectly done there by Butter. The synergy between both these supports is one to admire. They might catch Susmo here. The Bit of Malice is there, but Susmo will manage to get away. Lost Rider channeling the Dead Ward Anvil with the Power Strike Darshan. Pops the mech, hopes to stay alive, but there's no way he's getting out of here. Well, he's going to challenge the Dark Rift, but on the backlines. Here comes Micro. Yule Scepter on himself, not onto the Tinker. Quick cast. Not every mid laner's best friend, as they do end up cleaning up on that Witch Doctor, but they do not find the Tinker. Meanwhile, at mid, Butter blinks ahead, and that should be the death of him.
That was a weird blink ahead by Butter, to say the least.
Space created though. Micro found the bottom tier 2.
Oh well, yeah, space indeed. And Micro, how do you really stop this guy? You really need your Blink Dagger on the Sand King. He is still only on 1.2k gold. Not the position you want to be in if you are Council. You ideally want the Blink Dagger plus probably components of a new item if you're the SK, but at this point all they have
I think
is,
even the Blink is good enough. All that the Council have got to do is actually make space for the Sand King. Come on, you're 3 towers down.
I mean, they're making space, but the space is being taken up by the Tinker. So where do you really farm if you're the SK?
I mean, Animal could go and push a lane right now like he is doing, but if he ends up dying in the process of doing this, it isn't worth it.
Yep.
Also, the Council, they want to be warding Roshan, because Roshan is definitely on the cards for Team Buriza, and they want to keep their eyes peeled for Roshan. Hopefully look to contest. They're not too bad around the pit with the Death Ward and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, Floki, we spoke of the Death Ward, but I haven't seen too much of it.
I mean, it was responsible for Darshan's death, so
wait,
I don't
the
think
death at this tier 2?
Yeah,
Darshan
did die
I'm talking
because
about
of
the
Nether
Nether Ward, my bad.
Okay, the Nether Ward, yeah. The Nether Ward, yeah, it's because Jin didn't have a good time, got ganked so much early on. Now he has full points on the Nether Ward, so it's actually going to do a lot more work.
Yeah.
And I'm quite sure if you take a look at the fight recap, or at least take a look at the damage a hero takes when he dies, you'll find that the Nether Ward, not the Death Ward, you're confusing me as well. The Nether Ward is going to do a lot of work onto Lesh.
It should, but now the Lesh has a BKB. The interesting thing about the Nether Ward is that it pierces spell immunity.
Oh.
Yeah, it pierces spell immunity. So that
but
BKB
what part of it pierces spell immunity though? Is it the part where you deal damage to the hero?
I mean, tooltips are always vague. I know it pierces spell immunity. Let me take a look. It just says pierces spell immunity, man.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking it does. All it does is
the damage.
I don't think it's damage. It's probably the mana degen aspect of it.
Nah, it's the damage. I've seen the damage hit through spell immunity.
Okay. Well, that's good, I guess. The mana regen reduction isn't anything great though. If you look at the Nether Ward, it's only -1 mana regen, and
I mean, it's great if it's a long drawn fight. Otherwise, it doesn't mean too much.
I mean, even if it's a long drawn fight, the Lesh has 19 mana regen, so I'm not sure how it works. If the mana regen reduction gets amplified by int, then it's great. If it doesn't, then it's just garbage, in all honesty. But now not Signify, Buriza gonna find the Aegis and they hand it over to Micro. So Micro is gonna have 2 lives to work with.
I
good.
I understand this. Diabolic Edict once, get the tower, Diabolic Edict again, maybe with BKB, start applying pressure on the racks.
You want to pick the Tinker up though, like it's very easier to just find the Tinker first and then go for the high ground.
It is if the Tinker is careless with his positioning, and I think the Tinker should know by now that no lane is safe to push, but that's in no man's land, has a BKB, will he get it off? Yes he will, looks to turn Micro, has a BKB of his own, but the Eclipse, off the mark, the Ice Blast comes through, and that's the Eclipse on cooldown. Saurabh will take that as an invitation to push out the top lane as much as possible.
I mean, that's a BKB gone, that's a Talisman, I mean that's the Eclipse popped as well.
Yeah.
So this is a good timing, but there's also a Tinker in the enemy team, so you can't really push. This is where you really claw your hair out of your Buriza because, well, you have this net worth advantage. You did pop the Luna's BKB and force her to use Eclipse. It did too much.
Look at that. Pops the Edict. Loses about a good 900 points of health. But there's the Echo Slam from Butter. He's got the Luna. Luna caught in the pit. Will end up falling. Jin tagged by the Ice Blast. Will fall as well. Micro with the Pulse Nova, getting credit for that one. The Council, can they really hold? Both the Pugner as well as the Luna do not have buyback. And Micro, he's still got the Aegis if he needs it. The Death Ward not available. The Nether Ward taken out of the fight. Team Buriza looking to end this game. It's only Susmoy. Susmoy, he's got to be careful. The Bitter Malice is there. Catches the Witch Doctor. Animal goes in with the Power Strike. Animal does manage to find his Blink Dagger in good time. It's the Tinker Show. And I mean, you can put 5 of the best minds in the world and one broken hero called the Tinker will make sure that they can't close the game. But Team Buriza, after an Echo Slam like that, could possibly find an opening. They are doing a fair amount of work on the tier 3. The Glyph on cooldown, quick burrow. They want to take away the Aegis, but the question is, will they pay with the Sand King's life? The answer is yes, is Micro. Holds on to his Aegis. He's got his BKB coming off cooldown. Sora blinks forward, sees the Witch Doctor. Easy pickings, but Jin with the blast will finally bring down the Leshrac. The tier 3 though, falling as well. Butter, he's got to be careful. The life drain is there, but Butter keeps his distance and keeps his life intact. Tier 3 tower does end up falling. Micro's got his BKB once more. Yule Scepter setting up for a splitter. Death pops his own BKB. Doesn't still have the Eclipse. So Team Buriza, they can Dark Rift, go home.
I mean, they should just look to take the outer shrines for now.
Yeah.
Maybe you still have the Aegis, so you could probably try to force the racks, but that's not the choice, yeah. You're gonna go back home, drink up some, I'm not sure if you're allowed to say that, so I'm just gonna say that you're gonna drink up some fruit juice, come back, take the shrines, and then move on to bigger things in life. That's the melee racks and the range racks stuff.
I think you can say that they have to drink some Red Bull.
Yeah, I think that's safe enough. Oh wow, sort of. He actually Manta dodged the
what did he Manta dodge?
He Manta dodged the Desecrate. That's the AoE say to. I mean, that's actually the timing was good. Yeah, the timing was good. Not the root, the damage spell. When he slams the ground and lowers your armor. Yeah. That annoying spell. Yeah. So the timing was perfect.
I don't know if Animal can dodge the Abyssal Blade that's on its way. And Saurabh on point with that Abyssal Blade. Not. He's gonna use the Mana Void. I thought he wouldn't.
Oh yeah,
that's
he
okay.
does
67-second cooldown. He's gonna get his own BKB, and yeah, I mean, Susmoy, he's got to be so careful about the next time he defends high ground because Saurabh might probably just blink onto him. What the?
He's sort of just outplaying himself.
Saurabh outplaying himself? No, Butter and
what?
Butter and Micro bring down the Tinker. I mean, Floki, in my head, I'd already made this decision that Tinker had no right pushing out the side lanes, so I didn't even bother to look for that on my mini-map. But Butter, he's moved on to the shrines in Team Buriza. They got the Tinker down. I'd really like to see them force a buyback, and they're doing exactly that. Look at Micro. Pops the Edict, takes away the tier 3 tower. Now there's the Nether Ward, but they can't really punish this. And now with an AM, this is extremely easy for the side of Buriza. All they have to do is rat top and bottom. AM at one lane, the Leshrac at the other.
I mean, Micro's just 10 steps ahead of everyone at this point. Just going to lanes, edicting them down. Sees them find the Tinker and just moves on to the shrine, to the structures. Tier 3 tower dead on both the top lane as well as the bottom lane. The Tinker is back up though, so those pesky March of the Machine spam is gonna come in, and if you're Buriza, you're just gonna be like, oh well, we have to deal with this again.
Look at this. I mean, Darshan's even itemizing the closest game quicker. He's got his Meteor Hammer.
That's actually not a bad idea. You get the Meteor Hammer.
It's a great idea, right? I mean, you want to take structures and take as less damage as possible while you're taking structures.
And the good thing about the Meteor Hammer also is that you sort of go to high ground, you start channeling it. It maybe forces a reaction out of Council, and that's what you're really looking for. Because, well, if Underlord is channeling a Meteor Hammer, he's going to be really, really hard to take down, especially when he has Pipe, Greaves, and whatnot.
Yep.
So, if you force a reaction out of Council, that actually opens things up for your anti-mage and your Leshrac to go in. So,
yep,
that's a good opening that Buriza could work with.
There's the Meteor Hammer. Now, this might force out the Glyph. Council, are they committing the Glyph for this one? No.
Nope, they don't have the Glyph.
And even if they do, Saurabh's ratting up top.
Yes, so
and they're going to waste spells on Saurabh, not catch him. Down bottom, you got Micro, who's going to claim the range barracks. Council, they're being split across all 3 lanes, and they aren't doing too much to defend even any one of them. Micro, wait, where did Micro get that Glimmer Cape from?
He got it from an ally. I think he got
it was Helm's, yeah, it was Helm's Glimmer Cape. Look at this. At mid, you got Darshan with the Meteor Hammer, but they might have caught out Saurabh. Saurabh pops his BKB, actually blinks forward, blinks towards Jhin, will bring him down with the Abyssal Blade. The Death Ward is there, Saurabh copying a fair amount of physical damage, but he's going to blink away. Buyback on Jhin, Animal wants to fight, goes in with the Burst Strike Butter. He's got his Shadow Blade, can run away, no detection on the side of the Council, and with the Fisher they'll turn. Saurabh blinks forward, the bashes on point just as he needs them. Saurabh gets himself a double kill, and Micro still alive, trying to get himself out of there. He's dropping low, the life drain won't come through, but Susmoy blinks forward, nukes down the Leshrac, and that's Leshrac down for a good 87 seconds. That's a godlike streak taken away from Micro. There's Darshan. Channels the Dark Rift, takes Helm with him, but Butter, well, he's going to blink into the side and just TP out of there. They lost their barracks bottom, they defended the melee barracks up top, and they've lost their tier 3 tower at mid.
Well, that was a bit of carelessness there by Buriza, just rushing into the fight like that. I think they were better off probably getting the structures. Having, how should I say this, playing for the objective in Dota is so hard to do when you have such a substantial net worth. You just feel like going in there and killing them and showing them that, getting that satisfying dopamine kick in your brain that you get after killing the hero. But Buriza this time, they should be disciplined and they'll probably get themselves the mid-racks. The top racks is still standing. I'm actually surprised that it is. I thought it would certainly end up falling.
Yeah, I mean, oh wait a minute. Butter, mid lane, catches the Tinker, lets the Echo Slam loose, but it isn't enough damage. Helm does have an Ice Blast coming off cooldown. Look for the Ice Blast. It is traveling to the mid lane, but Tinker.
I mean, that was slight miscoordination there. But if Butter's going for the play, I think what the ideal goal should be is to tell Helm that Helm, hey, look, I'm gonna go mid. If I see Tinker, I'm Echo Slamming. As soon as you see Tinker, launch your Ice Blast, and that's when you can get the kill. But this miscoordination from Buriza is probably something that they should look to fix.
Nah, they've done it perfectly in the past. This time they're just getting a little carried away, and
okay,
that miscoordination when you get carried away is what gets you punished versus a good team.
Oh yeah. Council, they actually have pretty damn found on Deaths. Deaths has a butterfly, but the anti-mage is big, and the anti-mage completely destroys the Luna at this point. Hell, the anti-mage is level 25. So he has the extra spell shield to work with. He's gonna finish up his butterfly soon. All the good stuff for him. I think the only move remaining for Council at this moment is to hold high ground. Just pray to God that your Tinker keeps marching and holds on to base and that Buriza do something stupid.
Yeah.
Or they could look to smoke up together and maybe find the AM, but you don't have the damage to bring him down right now, which is a big problem.
Is with waves pushing in the Dark Rift, it's
very risky.
I mean, yeah, really difficult to get out of your base. Look at Darshan, man. I mean, they could punish the Underlord, which is what they're going to do. They got the Decrypt, they got the Burrow and the Epicenter. Dark Rift being channeled here by Darshan, but he's going to end up falling. Darshan throwing away his life, but that space created in the mid lane as Micro pops his BKB and the Edict. Now Micro needs backup. He needs this team to fight alongside him. But they are. There's Butter, blinks in with the Enchanter to mid. The Fisher's there, setting up for the kill on an Animal. They'll bring down Lost Rider as well. And Saurabh, with the Butterfly of his own, blinks forward aggressively into no man's land. Doesn't find anyone or anything. That's with that Eclipse. Just catching the air. And the Radiant Creep Wave. That's his BKB committed. And now he's looking mighty stupid. As Saurabh blinks ahead. Quick defensive decrypt. Buying time for that. But the Fisher is there. And Saurabh will clean him up with the Mana Void. Jhin looking to run, but Saurabh will pursue. And that's the Council tapping out as Team Buriza playing some really good Dota here.
Buriza just stomping all over their opponents. I'm not gonna cut any slack to Council this time because, well, they did get stomped over, to be honest. And you probably want to look back, see what went wrong. I think it was the aggressive tri lane from Council.
Yep.
And Jhin getting ganked a lot. Just tanking all those ganks.
Absolutely. It was Jhin failing to scale. It was Buriza. I mean, it was the Council being a little reactionary. Also one of those odd games where Jhin doesn't scale. An off day for the Council, but Buriza, they continue their winning streak here at the ESL India Premiership. They have lost only 2 games so far, and they're looking really strong in Phase 1. Folks, that's it as far as today's Dota 2 broadcast is concerned. My name is Vivek. You can find me at facebook.com/VivekCasting. I'd love to hear your feedback. With me was Floki. You can find him at facebook.com/FlokiDota. That's it from us. We're going to throw it over to the panel. Gautam and Vagish, handing it over to you, folks.
Well, that is all we had for you today. 3 excellent games. One of Clash Royale, one of Counter-Strike, and one for Dota 2. And with this, we will call it a night. And we have a lot of exciting matches that are coming up tomorrow. So make sure to tune in at 6:30. That's when we go live, guys. But for now, good night from Nordwind Gaming.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.